chips out. Get your chips out. Get your.
Playing this game after becoming an amorphous mass of plasma. Can I have compensation points? It is Saturday, my dude. Ah. Treasure Train? Choo CHOOOOO. I'm hyped to see what a treasure train is.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. And welcome to game night this Saturday night, the 31st of January. Hope you are all keeping well. Lovely to have you all here. And yes, hopefully the weekend is going swimmingly pog for you. Swimmingly pog, that's a fun thing to say. Let me say hello to you all. Good evening to Stilgar and Matt the Sprat and Dev, SJ, Viator, Stimson Zangle, Shapes, JR, Ardenfets, Matt the Ref, AB, me, Lupine, Colin, Proves Effrontery, Lewis, Natter, Samster, B, and anyone else who is lurking, loitering, and lingering in the chat. You are all most welcome to be here. And yes, hope the weekend is, say, chugging along nicely for you. It's been a surprisingly busy one for me, actually. I went running for the first time since October. I did a casual 5k this afternoon. I'm not doing the park run in Chichester when the mud is up to your knees. That is not... No, that's not the thing that I'm doing. I'm gonna wait for it to subside. But yeah, because I've been nursing a bad knee and I don't really like running in the dark or the wet or the cold. So I've been using both, those two things. It's winter and bad knee as an excuse. Bad knee has not been getting any better. So I'm thinking, well, it's not getting any better without running. So I might as well crack on with the running. That's good logic, isn't it? Because the logic there is that the running is not going to do any worse to it, but it probably is. But I'm going to go see a physio at some point. Yeah, it was my brother started running a few weeks ago, so I felt just going to turn my headset volume down a bit. Yeah, he started running again a few weeks ago. He's got a hip problem. He's a couple of years older than me. He's got a bad hip, so he's getting back into it. So I felt I was compelled to go get back out and run. I felt good. I really enjoyed it, actually. It's just a little 5k tempo thing this afternoon, which was nice. Anyway, so that was my day, and I did some programming, and I'm streaming tonight. and other things. What other things have... I've got a concert tomorrow, that's the other thing. Anya and I have got a concert down at my local church. So we're doing some duets, piano duets, so yeah, looking forward to that very much. A couple of lotteries that need cashing in before we get on with the first game of this evening, which I will tell you more about in just a mo. First of all, two players who are wanting to cash in the lottery nice and early. We've got Shapes, we've got AB Me, and we have got Matt the Sprat. All three of you cashing in. What is it, 1,000? 1,000 micro pennies? 10,000 micro... I can't remember. How much do you have to pay to cash in a prize? Is it 10,000? 10,000 for a spin of the lottery. They're all doing the lottery. Veal success to you all. Let's see if the RNG is feeling generous tonight. 851 for Shapes, 1,065 for AB Me, and 645 for Matt the Sprat. Not the worst we've seen, but nothing alarmingly high either. So there you go, paid in full. And to our game, and Nando and Tigo, welcome both of you to the stream, to our first game this evening. Our first feature game at just 7 minutes past 8. It is the first of two appearances this season of the Pyramid. WBJQ is the code. Blimey, that's a good Scrabble score, isn't it? WBJQ is the code, and the universal controller is right there if you need it. Quite a few of you in the game already so far, and Conrad, welcome on into it as well. Yeah, you're going to get one anyway, Topper. Hello and welcome to the stream. Force of habit, you know, slightly OCD about it. Other excited, Annie bought me some new trackies today, which is very exciting. There you go, trackies. They're very comfortable. I might give him two. Yes, good evening, Topper. First time I've said it. Yeah, free hellos for everyone. We're very grateful to Oni. Oni's first pack of Season 21. It is in the shape of the pyramid. Very grateful to him for writing, and to JR for proofing as well. I've had a glance through these questions. They look pretty good, actually, as tends to be Oni's want, indeed. So we all wonder what's going so long. Ben Allegra, oh, wait till the summer and I'm wearing shorts. That's a thing that happens quite a lot. Come on in, the water's tepid. Indeed it is. So, Pyramid is a game. It's a game of speed to an extent. As in, the faster you are, and correct, you're more likely to get onto the pyramid. But it's also a game of consistency. You've got to play consistently, because it's well and good getting onto the pyramid, but it's very easy to lose a place if you're wrong or if you drop a couple of questions. Full rules will be explained in just a moment. I am going to give you another minute to join, so we'll lock this lobby at 10 past 8. There is any time entry on this game, so anyone who's lurking, thinking about joining but maybe wants to see the rules first, you're very welcome to do that. And indeed any latecomers. I've played the pre-roll ads already. I played them during the opening preamble, so hopefully even if you're not subbed, you won't get any ads for at least another 15 minutes or so. Who's given my PFP I don't know what that means, Dev. I am not a clever man. Silver Electron only, welcome both of you to the stream. This pyramid game has given my PFP a hell of a time. Oh, because it's in the desert. Yes, it's out in the sticks slightly, isn't it? Right. I think that's probably long enough. So anyone else wanting to come and join now is your chance. I am not a clever man. That's getting a thumbs up from me. That's a possible raid message tonight. I am not a clever man. I can't take all the credit for that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to find the cartoon that's from. And this, incidentally, is the last time you can go onto a... Well, you can go to a browser, but you can't be Googling the answers. I'm going to let you go and look this up after I post it in the chat. Come on, Internet. What are you doing? Google's being ever so slow. There we go. Open image in new tab. Quite small, but oh, okay. There we go. But yes, go and check that out. That's where I take that from. For those of you who maybe can't quite see it, there's a big fire hell demon. You should not have come here, human. Why do you cross through my domain? I was on my way to the kitchen, I think, for a snack, and I got lost. You ended up in the 12th plane of torment on your way to the kitchen. I am not a clever man. Yeah, so this was very small, but I do enjoy that cartoon. So have a quick look at that, and then close your don't close your browser, but close your search engines as we get on with the game. I'll just put the the message into the chat so everyone can have a read of it. Clive, a legend, welcome to the stream. And it's quite small, 140 pixels, I think. Right, I think that is long enough. Let's begin the game and go through the rules. Earn a place on the pyramid by answering a question correctly in the fastest time. Only players in the light can earn a place. Those in the light, that's represented by your name strap being orange. Answer a question incorrectly and you are sent into the shadows. That's indicated by your strap being grey. Return to the light by answering a question correctly. Players on the pyramid can still lose their place if they answer incorrectly or if they abstain on 2 consecutive questions. You'll be given a warning light if that affects you. Players with more correct answers are given an advantage in the final, so you are incentivized to keep answering even when you're on the pyramid, but remember you can lose the spot. If we do lose a spot, vacant spaces will be filled by another player, with priority being given to those in the light who have answered the most questions correctly in the fastest time. So consistency is strong. It's a strong play and it can get you onto the pyramid. You are invalidated from returning to the pyramid if you have just come off it, then you'll get a little red light in your box. Sounds more complicated than it is. I will keep going over the rules as we go. Just briefly, just to keep you all on the train, as it were. After 10 questions, the players on the pyramid progress to the final. Shadowmaze, Sportsy, welcome both of you to the stream. Lovely to have you here. Let's begin. And this question pack, written by Oni, proofed by JR. The very best of luck to you all. First question of the night. Let's take a look. Which country's flag has horizontal stripes of black, red, and gold? And let's take a look and see who played. Majority of players giving it a go. 27 players attempting that question. Let's take a look at the correct answer, which is Germany. It's not Belgium, unfortunately. If you put that, they're vertical, and also the gold's in the middle with the red on the right. So if you put Belgium, I'm afraid you're going to go into the shadows. Let's take a look and see who was right first of all. Green for correct, and that's 18 players correct, 9 incorrect. Most of the incorrect players are going for Belgium. There was an Egypt and an Angola in the answers, but Germany is what we wanted. For those 9 players who are incorrect, it's off to the shadows. See if you can find your way out of the shadows a bit later on. But for everyone who was correct, the fastest player is going to take the first tile on the pyramid. Let's see who it was. There's AD Me off to a flying start, who answered correctly in 3 seconds into the first question, and of course they got it correct. So the only information I'm going to give you, I'm not going to give you any other information on who was second or third fastest, though it was a pretty close run thing between those number 1 and number 2. Very well done, AD Me. You are on to the pyramid. Your strap has gone green. Let's see if you can hang on to it as we continue with the game. Question number 2. Tender stem is a variety of what green vegetable? Let's light you up if you played. Slightly fewer players attempting that there. There is at least one answer I need to condone, by the way, because it's phonetically plausible. The correct answer that we were after was broccoli. 2 C's, 1 L is the correct spelling of broccoli. Also known as broccolini. Tender stem broccoli was cultivated in the 90s in Japan as an attempt to create a version of the vegetable that could be grown in hotter climates. It's quite nice in a stir fry, but you wouldn't necessarily want to have it with a roast dinner, is my opinion. Some spellings of that did get through. There's one that didn't, which I'm going to condone, but let's take a look and see who was right and who was wrong. So of our wrong answers there, we've got a celery and an asparagus, which are very much wrong. Colin in the shadows. Where are you, Colin? There you are. Again, missing off the C and going for the 1L. And that's also condoned Clive, who had exactly the same spelling and has also been condoned there. Everyone else was correct. Unfortunately, Stilgar and Dev going for asparagus, Stilgar and Dev going for celery and asparagus, respectively. It's off to the shadows. We need to bring some players back to the light, so if your strap is currently grey, but your toggle is green, let's come back to the light. But you cannot qualify on this question. So, of the remaining players, let's see who was fastest and is going on to the pyramid. It's Shapes, who was correct in 2.78 seconds. Getting both questions correct so far, with a total response time of 6.59 seconds. Very well done, Shapes. You are onto the pyramid. Let's see if you can stay there. And 8Mickey, welcome to the stream. Let's go on. AB Me, you've got the red light of doom, which means you must attempt this question. If you abstain or get it wrong, you will be chucked off the pyramid and be ruthlessly replaced by someone else who has gotten the most correct answers. Let's take a look at question number 3. In 10-pin bowling, if you set up a 7-10 split, then completely miss your second shot, how many points do you score? To think that one through a little bit. Let's light you up if you played. Answer, it depends. If it's a frame one, yes, we assume it's a frame one. Most players attempted that. 26 attempting that question, and the correct answer was 8. There's 10 pins, and you've mucked up on hitting the 2 at each corner, which means you've got the 7-10, which are the 2 back points of the triangle. This split can only really be done by hitting one of the pins hard enough to bounce off the back wall and rebound into the other. However, if you completely miss them and score a goal, as you would, between the 2 pins, sort of forming goalposts, it means you've got a total of 8 pins down. And if you gave me 8, you're going to go green. If not, you're going to go red. A couple of wrong answers in there. 2 7s from Effrontery and Stimpson, and a 9 from Stilgar. Just the 3 wrong answers, and I'm afraid it's off to the shadows. Those of you, I think it's just Dev here, needs to come back to the light. But will be ineligible to qualify on this question. But somebody will be out of the remaining players who are up there. Obviously, AB, Me, and Shapes already on the pyramid. Who's going to join them? Let's take a look. That's a Podo Nuevo. 3.23 seconds to answer that question. 2 out of 3 correct so far. Total correct response time 7.23 seconds. Very well done, Apodo. Welcome to the pyramid. Well, let's reset that question. All 3 players have got a bye on this one. They do not have to attempt if they don't want to. BC, welcome to the stream. Well, let's take a look at question number 4 as we complete the first row. Victis Finnbogadottir is the longest-serving female elected head of state, presiding over which country between 1980 and 1996? Light you up if you played. 25 giving this one a go, and the correct answer was... If in doubt, and it's Fennoscandian, always go for Iceland. Yeah, during the 1970s, Vigdis presented educational programs on Icelandic state television. Iceland was the answer, and if you gave me Iceland, you're going to go green. If not, I'm afraid you're going to go red. Most players going for Iceland or some variation thereupon. There's one I'm going to condone, but it feels a little bit charitable. I can just about see what you're getting at. That's Iklamd. It's close enough that I'm going to let it slide for now. Do mind your typing. 2 wrong answers though. Matt the Sprat going for Finland. BC going for Finland. And Stilgar from the Shadows going for Norway. Unfortunately, those are wrong answers and it's off to the Shadows. Now, a couple of players need to come back to the light. Effrontery and Stimpson's angle. But of course ineligible to qualify here, so we're going to get our 4th player on the pyramid, joining AB, Me, and Shapes and Podo, who didn't attempt that question. Let's find out who it's going to be. It's Fluid Fernando, 2.99 seconds, getting 4 out of 4 so far. Total response time of 14.01 seconds. That's pretty speedy answering, Nando. And 4 for 4 so far. Welcome to the pyramid. Yes, President of Iklamd. There's yes, a lot of that coming on. I'll check out those raid messages in a bit. Apodo, you're newish to the pyramid, but you've already got the red light of doom, which means an abstention here is going to be the same as a wrong answer. You must attempt it in order to stay on. In the meanwhile, everyone else, including Apodo, let's go to question number 5. Which American car company made the notoriously unsafe Pinto car throughout the 1970s? Light up if you played. 21, attempting, a reasonable number. And I'm hoping that you gave me the correct answer, which was... Ford spontaneously detonates indeed. Yeah, due to where the car's fuel tank was, if the Pinto was rear-ended in a crash, it was much more likely to leak fuel and set itself on fire. Also, it sold very poorly in Brazil because don't translate the name into Brazilian Portuguese. I'll leave that as an exercise for the viewer post-stream. I've not been given the notes here. And if you gave me Ford, you're going to go green. If not, I'm afraid you're going to go red. Most players going green, just 3 wrong answers in there. Silver Electron going for the answer I would have said, as did BC, both saying Fiat, which I think possibly mixing up with the Punto. The Fiat Punto is not the same as the Ford Pinto. And it sports you going in the other direction, go for Chevrolet. Unfortunately, they are incorrect, and it's off to the shadows. Matt and Stilgar come back to the light. You cannot qualify on this question. Now let's take a look and see out of the remaining players who was fastest and who's getting onto that 5th tile on the pyramid. Let's take a look. It's Sam in 2.22 seconds. 4 out of 5 correct so far. Total answer time 13.47 seconds. Not bad. Not bad at all. Sam, welcome to the pyramid. Let's see if you can stay there. We're halfway through, 5 players on the pyramid. Nobody's lost their space so far. Let's see if we can keep that direction going for them. AB, me, and Shapes. A little bit of pressure on the 2 of you now. You've gone red, which means you must attempt this question. An abstention will be treated as wrong, and you will lose your slot on the pyramid. So give me something, even if you've no idea. On we go to question number 6. Take a look at this. In which year did Apple release the iPhone? The first one. Also, like, you can't see it because it's green, but last day of dry January on the Apple ties, and then tomorrow after the concert I will be having a beer or a cider, which is very exciting. So yeah, made it through. Go team me. In which year did Apple release the iPhone? The correct answer, I'll tell you in a minute, but first of all, let's light you up if you played. Yeah, I got through most of October and most of November. I think I drank on about 3 days in November and maybe the first 6 or 7 of October, and then I said no, I'm going to stop. And then December I went fairly hard, and then yeah, try January. It's been good. I might make that a thing, month on, month off, something like that. Just 20 attempting this, so it's still a reasonable number, but not quite as many as before. The correct answer was 2007. Steve Ballmer of Microsoft said of the iPhone, it's the world's most expensive phone and it doesn't even have a keyboard. You all know he ended up buying one because everyone did in 2007, because of course Apple did the thing that Apple do, which is not necessarily make the first of a thing, but they make the best of a thing. That was always the theory. They weren't the first company to make an MP3 player, but the iPod went enormous because they did it better than everyone else. Jack, welcome to the game. Nice to see you here. And Jogging, welcome to the stream as well. Now, if you gave me 2007, you're going to go green. If not, you're going to go red. Jack didn't give me that because he wasn't here when the question went live, but you shouldn't be sent to the shadows, Jack. I think I fixed that, and I think you were the first person to find that bug. Let's find out if I fixed it. First of all, wrong answers there. 2005, 2006, 2005, 2011, 2010, 2008, 2009, and one very optimistic guess of 1997, which is a little before its time, just 10 years out. One of those wrong answers, just being 1 year off, came from AB Me, who went for 2008. So AB Me, you have lost your slot on the pyramid, and everyone else who was wrong, it's off to the shadows. There we go, Jack, you're not in the shadows. But we have lost a space on the pyramid for the first time this game, so we are going to be populating 2. Let's first of all bring Ben back to the light. Your answer was incorrect. Yes, that's probably it's called an edge case bug, which I have not yet fixed. But note it down in suggestions, and at some point in the future it will get fixed. So, smattering of players. There's 5 players out of these correct players who are already on the pyramid. Let's find out who the fastest was and is taking up that slot on the second row. Let's take a look. It's Zeusless, 2.31 seconds. 5 out of 6 correct answers so far, a total of 20.31 seconds. Very well done, Zeus. Welcome to the pyramid. There we are. But of course, AB Me lost his space, so we have got to prepare the pyramid for repopulation, which is what my Q bar says. And we can see AB Me, you've got that little red light, which means you're completely ineligible. You'll be the last priority to get back onto the pyramid. It's technically possible, depending on the number of players. If you're in the shadows, you'll be a lower priority than those in the light. So for those in the light, it's whoever has gotten the most questions correct out of 6 in the fastest time. Who's taking that tile? Let's repopulate the pyramid. Has had a chance. It's Dev. Very well done, Dev. 5 correct answers out of 6, and that goes by very quickly because it's a repopulation and there might be multiple repopulations. But yes, 5 correct and 23.34 seconds. So of the players who weren't on the pyramid, you now know Dev has the high score. 5 correct answers in 23.34 seconds. That is the best score out of the players not already on the pyramid. So, very well done, Dev. Welcome to the pyramid. Let's reset that question. We're over the halfway mark now. Jack Wilfred, welcome to the stream. Apodo and Nando, pressure on you. Abstention will be treated as wrong. Let's take a look at question number 7. Praising something. Of Alexandre Dumas' The Three Musketeers, which of the 3 is last alphabetically? Because of course they were all known mononymously, and what's about the ref?
Alexander Dumas.
Alexandre Dumas. Dumbass. Shawshank Redemption is very funny. It's not a particularly funny film, but it's a very, very good film. It's a funny line in an excellent film. Yes, Alexandre Dumas. Let's light you up if you played. Porthos and Stephen. 22 attempting that question. The correct answer was, of course, Porthos. The 3 are Athos, Porthos, and Aramis. D'Artagnan is not one of the eponymous musketeers. He is a musketeer, but he is not one of the eponymous 3 musketeers. Or if you're my phone's autocorrect, this is only now, Atlaspheres, Portholes, and Armenians. Oni and only alone is allowed to suggest that as a raid message, because that's his joke. No one else is going to jump in on his coattails. Atlaspheres, Portholes, and Armenians. That's a strong contender, Oni. If you want to suggest that, you crack on. Mind your spelling. Yes, of course, D'Artagnan was the captain of the Musketeers. So 2 beginning with A, and then Porthos, who I believe was played by Gerard Depardieu in the film The Man in the Iron Mask. 1998 film starring Leonardo DiCaprio. I liked it, despite what the critics said. Now, let's find out who said Porthos and who did not. If you gave me Porthos, you'll go green. If not, you'll go red. Just a couple of wrong answers there. Nata, Artemis. It's Sportsy going for D'Artagnan. And AVMe going for Zorro. Wrong franchise, unfortunately. Though equally a hero who wears a mask. Also released in the same year. So the Man in the Iron Mask and the Mask of Zorro were released in the same year. But, unfortunately, slightly wrong country. Zorro's set in Spain. Or California, actually. America. Whereas, was it Mexico? Somewhere over there. Whereas, the Musketeers is very much en France. I'm afraid, with that wrong answer, you've got to go to the shadows. So, Clive was correct, as was Riff and Shadowmane. They can come back to the light. And of the remaining players in orange, let's see who was fastest in getting that 7th slot on the pyramid. Well on BC, 4.74 seconds. That's 5 correct out of 7. Total response time, 19.5 seconds plus change. Very well done indeed. No tiles that need repopulating. So let's clear that one down and move on. All of our players on the pyramid are in a safe position. They've got a buy on this question. So no pressure to answer. But for everyone else, you're going to want one of the 3 remaining tiles. Let's take a look at question number 8. And I will tell you for nothing, there is a single letter required for this answer. So if you fat finger it and typo 2, I'm not going to know which one it's going to be. So be very careful. You've only given me a single letter. You've been warned, so I'm not going to be generous on this. Good luck. Here is the question. On a Nintendo GameCube controller, the yellow control stick on the right-hand side has what letter printed on it? Like, regret. That is not a single letter, BC. Light you up if you played. 22 are giving this one a go, including 3 of the players already on the pyramid. Correct answer. Please contain. Is C. Despite looking like a Fisher-Price toy instead of a controller, the GameCube's controller still feels really nice to use. I haven't used one for years. I never had a GameCube. It was sort of the... the sort of inbred younger brother of the PlayStation. Was it PlayStation generation? Well, N64 generation? That was PlayStation generation, wasn't it? Best controller, 11 out of 10. Nintendo GameCube. No, Nintendo, it must have been after the N64. PS2 generation. Yeah. Anyway, if you gave me C, you're going to go green. If not, you're going to go red. Please do, Clive. Right, a few wrong answers there. Why? Mainly Y's, actually. Y, and Y double apostrophe. So I can't condone that because it's wrong. But also I did give my my validation about not condoning typos on this question. I'm afraid those are wrong answers. So Matt, BC, Stimson's Angle and Jogging. It's off to the shadows, and AB me. You're already there. BC. Losing place on the pyramid, so we're going to have 1 repopulation. He did have regrets, and it has come to fruition. 4 players, Effrontery, Nata, Silver Electron, and Sportsy were correct. So let's bring you back to the light. Ineligible to qualify here, though. And of the remaining players, let's see who was fastest and is getting that 8th slot on the pyramid. It's Clive a Legend, 2.32 seconds. Well done, Clive. 6 correct answers out of 8. 24.11 seconds total response time. Very well done indeed. Welcome to the pyramid. Let's prepare the pyramid for repopulation then, because we've got an empty tile. It's those in the light with the most correct answers in the fastest time is going to get that empty slot. Let's find out who it is. It's Riff Raccoon. 7 out of 8 correct answers. And at 53.46 seconds total answer time. Very well done, Riff. So it's slightly steadier time than some of the others we're seeing, but consistency also counts. Taking up that 7th slot on the pyramid with 7 correct answers, no less. Very well done indeed. 2 slots remain, but there's a lot of pressure on the players already on the pyramid. Sam, Shapes, Apodo, and Nando all must answer correctly. An abstention or a wrong answer and you will lose your place. So, doesn't have to be fast if you're already on the pyramid. And Riff, welcome to the stream. Doesn't have to be fast if you're already on the pyramid, but it has got to be correct. Good luck to you and to everybody else as we take a look at question number 9. In which book does a 16-year-old Indian boy and a tiger called Richard Parker get stranded on a lifeboat for over 200 days? The problem with these tiny, tiny little cans. You basically neck them, but I did have the foresight to bring 2 in. Light you up if you played. Dick Parker. Indeed. 30. Quite a lot of you actually having a go at that one. I actually saw this at the Chichester Festival Theatre a couple of years ago. There's a stage adaptation of this. There was also a film adaptation of it, which was directed by that guy who does all the films like this, whose name escapes me now, and I'll look up in a bit. But the correct answer was, of course, Life of Pi. It won the Booker Prize in 2001, cementing the book's reputation as the only Booker Prize winner 80% of the British public have heard of because of the film 11 years later. And it was... I'm going to kick myself when I see the name of the director. Oh, this Google. Why are you being so slow, Google? I typed director. It's not M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong. It's Ang Lee. Of course it's Ang Lee. Yes, so the film version was Ang Lee. I'm allowed to. I'm the question master. It's my prerogative to do that. It's just you who are not allowed to. Yes, Ang Lee, of course, directed the film. And then, yes, it was at the Chichester Festival Theatre a couple of years ago, and it was very, very good. Now, if you gave me Life of Pi, you're going to go green. If not, I'm afraid you're going red. 25 give me a right answer, but of the wrong answers, all but one of them gave me The Life of Pi, which I will condone. So, Flyboy, I'm hoping the rest are going to go red. Indeed they are. So, Apodo, Flyboy, Matt the Sprat, and Zeus all going for The Life of Pi, which is a perfectly valid adaptation, I feel. The Tiger for Tea, unfortunately, Matt, is not. That one is going to keep you firmly in the shadows, I'm afraid. Correct players in the shadows, come back to the light. And there's a few light straps up there. Let's see, out of those players, who was fastest. Mr. Minky, Ape, welcome to the pyramid. 3.19 seconds. 7 correct answers out of 9 in 34.58 seconds. Very well done indeed. Safely onto the pyramid. So now only a wrong answer can disturb you from the pyramid at this point. If you abstain, then you're safely through to the final on the next question. Let's reset that question. There's no vacancies to repopulate, so it's anyone's game apart from Matt, sadly. Although, if players fall off the pyramid on this final question, if they play the hubris strats, because no one is under obligation on the pyramid to answer this question, but if you play the hubris strats and you get it wrong, that's the only way Matt can get onto the pyramid at this point. But for everyone else, it's going to come down to speed on this final question. Very best of luck. Let's take a look at question number 10. Answer in digits, please. If we give the pyramid enough extra layers so that the bottom layer has space for 10 players, how many players can fit on the pyramid? Light you up if you played. Well, Podo, Shapes, Zeus, and Riff all on the pyramid and attempting that question. Is there any value to the hubris strat? Yes, because the more questions you have going into the final, the more of an advantage you have, Dev. So yes, there is some advantage. But with a question like that, and no pressure to answer, I would probably have sat that one out personally, as indeed 5 of the players did. Let's take a look at the correct answer. It's 55, which is the 10th triangular number. So 10 plus 1 over 2 is 110, over 2 is 55 players. Get on with it, Ben, is what the notes say here. As Lewis is summarising there, 1 over 2 n times n plus 1. Or something like that. 23 attempted it, and if you gave me 55, you will go green. If not, you are going to go red. There are a lot of red lights up there, but Not for any of our players on the pyramid. They're all correct and all safe, so there will be no repopulating of vacancies here. Wrong answers: 20, 15, 15, 99, 46, 95, 40, 144, and I don't know this. For all the players who said one of those, I'm afraid it's a wrong answer, and it's off to the shadows. So, 12 correct, 11 incorrect. Let's bring Matt back to the light. And Fetz, Colin, Proogs, Shadowmane, Ralph, Topper, and Jack. One of you is going to get the final slot on the pyramid and a place in the final. Let's find out who was fastest. It's Arden Fetz in 4.94 seconds. 6 questions correct out of 10 in a total response time of 41.94 seconds. Welcome to the pyramid, Arden Fetz. And with that, we have our finalists. So, Arden Fetz, Clive of Legend, 8 Minky, Samster, Zeus, Riff, Dev, Shapes, Apodo, and Nando. You have made it onto the pyramid. You have survived on the pyramid. You are through to the final. You are now the only players, or going to become the only players, in the light. Everyone else is off to the shadows. And so with our 10 finalists, it's time to take a look at the rules for the final. Players on the pyramid will now face another 9 questions. After each question, if at least one player answered incorrectly or abstained, then the correct players will be safe. The player with the lowest score so far who is not safe will be eliminated. If all players are correct, the slowest player to answer that question will be eliminated, and the last player who remains on the pyramid is declared the winner. One quirk of the ordering is that when it displays you on the pyramid, it won't necessarily be in your absolute order. It will clump together correct players first, incorrect players second, and the slowest incorrect player will always be at the bottom in the elimination spot. But everyone above, it could be any order, so you don't have that much information about where you are relative to the pack. One other thing that needs to make it into these instructions is that abstention is now treated as wrong. There is no advantage to abstaining anymore, so attempt every question. I wish you all the very best of luck. Let's take a look at our first question. In which capital city is the Museo Reina Sofia? Must be Museo Reina Sofia. And the correct answer, I mean, you'd be forgiven for thinking it's Sofia, but the correct answer is, in fact, Madrid. Opened in 1992, this museum is Spain's centre for 20th century art, with the most famous piece arguably being Picasso's Guernica. And if you gave me Madrid, you're going to go green. If not, you're going to go red. If you're in the background game, you'll go green if you got it right, but you just stay grey if you're wrong, because it just makes it a bit clearer. 5 right, 5 wrong. Apodo, Fetz, Clive, Riff, and Ape. All incorrect. Zeus, Nando, Dev, Shapes, and Sam all correct. So Zeus, Nando, Dev, Shapes, and Sam, you are going to be safe from elimination. But Apodo, Fetz, Ape, Riff, and Clive, one of you is about to be eliminated. Let's clear the pyramid and let's repopulate. Apodo safe, Clive safe, Ape safe, Riff safe. It is Arden Fetz. 6 correct answers, 41.94 seconds. Last one on and first one off. So it was a brief visit to the pyramid, but unfortunately that is the way it goes. You got that one wrong. You could have, you'd have been further up, of course, if you'd gotten that one right. But of the players who were wrong, you had the lowest score. And it just occurred to me I didn't actually double check the answers, which is very bad of me. But I can see that you went with Rome there, which was not the correct answer. I put the die in. Right. So Arden Fetz, it's a short visit to the pyramid, but hopefully it's been an entertaining one. But a message from our sponsor, Matt the Ref.
He who is last on, shall be first off. The only time tonight I shall speak so profoundly.
I love it when you quote scripture, Matt the Ref. Thank you for the 100 bits. Arden Fetz, I'm afraid you've been eliminated from the pyramid. And there we go. Onwards to the next question. 9 players remain. I can see the scores. You do not know where you are relative. Like I said, Dev is not necessarily the high scorer, even though he's top of the pyramid. Let's go to our next question and keep playing. Which rock band's album, their greatest hits 1971 to 1975, became the first album to sell 40 million units in the US, doing so in January 2026? Correct answer. It's Eagles, celebrating its 50th anniversary of release in February, incidentally. It was possibly why it's re-entered the charts. Also, it doesn't have Hotel California on it. That was the album after. So Eagles was the correct answer, or The Eagles. If you gave me either Eagles or The Eagles, you're going to go green. If not, you're going to go red. Well, this is interesting. Everyone on the pyramid getting it wrong apart from Ape. So Ape, you're definitely going to be safe, but everyone else, it's going to come down to who's got the fewest number of questions correct. This is why in the opening round you're trying to maximize your points as much as you can, because at this point, the fewer questions in the slower time, the more danger you are in. Let's clear the pyramid, set the red tile, and see who's going home. Ape obviously safe. Dev is safe. Sam is safe. Riff is safe. Nando is safe. Shapes is safe. Clive is safe. Zeus is safe. Apodo. 6 correct in 32.76 seconds. It is the slowest score. We don't know how far behind the rest of the pack you were, so rest of the pack be looking at your score. If you're sat on 6, you might be thinking, oh, that's a little bit scary. If you're just 1 or 2 ahead, then equally, that could be a scary time for you. But for now, Apodo, thank you for playing, but you've been eliminated. And Woollybat, welcome to the stream, my dude. Why? All the whys coming in at the raid suggestions. On we go. Let's take a look at question number 3. Which London football club won the Women's Super League for their 8th time in 2025, the most of any team? Correct answer. It's Chelsea. Arsenal have only won 3 times, the last being in 2019. Chelsea have won every single season since. Chelsea was the correct answer. And if you gave me Chelsea, you're going to go green. If not, you're going to go red. Clive, Nando, Dev, Ape, and Riff, all incorrect. All of them going for Arsenal, as it happened. Apart from Ape, who went for Womanchester City. This is what I'm inclined to tear up the correct answer and say you're absolutely right, Ape, but unfortunately I can't. Sam, Zeus, and Shapes all give me the correct answer of Chelsea. Very well done. You 3 are definitely going to be safe, but out of the other 5, one of you is about to go home. Let's repopulate the pyramid. Shapes, Sam, and Zeus all safe. Ape is safe. Nando is safe. Dev is safe. Riff is safe. It's Clive who takes the drop. 7 correct answers in total, 27.44 seconds. So bloody quick, Clive. But glean from that what you will. There's either someone on 7 who is faster, or everyone else has got more than 7, potentially. Those are the scores. Well done if you survived. Clive, bad luck. You have been eliminated. And then there were 7. 7 players remain as we go to our 4th question. What is ailurophobia the fear of? Correct answer. It's cats. My notes here are just a sad face. So it's kind of an extreme or irrational fear of cats. Trying to find the derivation of it. Doesn't seem to say, but I'm assuming other names for ailurophobia include felinophobia, elurophobia, gatophobia, not catophobia, and catphobia. A person with this phobia is known as ailurophobe, like Imhotep in the film The Mummy, because cats were the guardians of the underworld. So he will fear him until he is fully regenerated, and then he will fear nothing. Sorry, how good is The Mummy? If you gave me cats, you're going to go green. If not, you're going to go red. Terribly close, Riff. Riff just a different sort of off by one error here. Riff going for bats, which is just one character displaced. So if you were answering in characters in a programming language, you could possibly be forgiven as a off by one error. But unfortunately, I don't think I can allow it. Dev going for bees. Shapes with a bracket on the end. I can see that's correct. I'll allow that. So Ape, Nando, Zeus, and Shapes and Sam all getting cats. So it's going to be Dev or Riff who is going to be going home. Let's clear the pyramid. We already know Shapes and Sam, Zeus, Nando, and Ape are safe. Dev or Riff, who's got the fewest number of questions correct? We know that Riff came back onto the pyramid as a repopulation for being consistent. Have they kept it up? Let's find out as we repopulate the pyramid. Nando, Sam, Shapes, Ape, and Zeus are safe, as is Dev. It is Riff Raccoon who takes the drop with 9 correct answers, 73.51 seconds. Dev lives to fight another day. There was one of you two who was going, but you have survived on this occasion, Dev. Riff, great run, and well done on getting that the re-entry to the pyramid, but unfortunately you've been eliminated. Zeus, welcome to the stream. And then there were 6. Getting serious now. Final 6 players. Let's take a look at question number 5. The dance music festival Tomorrowland's main site is in which country? The correct answer. You couldn't have said it earlier when it was Germany, but this one actually is Belgium, held since 2005 in Antwerp. Tomorrowland has extended to other sites in the US, Brazil, and Thailand, joining in 2026. And if you gave me Belgium, you're going to go green. If not, I'm afraid you're going red. Ooh, Shapes, the only one to get it right there. USA, Germany, Sweden, Netherlands, and South Korea among the assortment of other incorrect answers. So Shapes, very well done. You're going to be safe. But for the other 5 players, one of you is about to drop. Let's clear the pyramid and find out who's going home. Shape safe, we know. Zeus is safe. Nando is safe. Sam is safe. 8, Minky is safe. Dev, you dodged it last time, but unfortunately you cannot dodge it a second time. 9 correct answers was the same correct count as Riff. 47.64 seconds. It's a little bit quicker, but can't survive the second one. Thank you very much for playing, but you've been eliminated. And then there were 5. Shapes, Nando, Zeus, Sam, and Ape. You're into the second half of the final. 4 questions remain, whereafter one of you will emerge victorious. Yes, you can work on the tan from the shade now, Dev. Put some after sun on. Let's take a look at question number 6. Of the 6 Nobel Prizes, which one was the only one not awarded at the first ceremony in 1901? The correct answer. Economic sciences. We did, of course, accept economics. Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences was first awarded in 1969. 5 players remain. Let's take a look at who was right and who was not. Green, if you were correct. Oh, it's one of those where it's a foregone conclusion because, Sam, you're the only light that's turned red there. It was actually an abstention according to my logs. No answer was received from you, which means we know what's going to happen. Ape, Nando, Zeus and Shapes, you're all safe. But Sam, you're destined for that red tile. And there you are. 10 correct answers, 65.35 seconds. So take a look at your score. Try and figure out if you're close to Samster. Some of you might even be behind Samster because he was the only one to get it wrong there. So, but yeah, Sam, unfortunately, that is the way this game works. Just one missed answer, everyone else getting it, and I'm afraid you've been eliminated. And then there were 4. Ape, Zeus, Shapes, and Nando. Let's go on. Question number 7. Take a look at this. In Australian politics, what colour is used to denote independent candidates with fiscally conservative, socially liberal views? The correct answer. This is a tough question. The answer is teal. Coined in 2022, they're teal as a combination of Liberal, who are blue, and Green Party policies. As of the 2025 election, there's currently 8 teal independents in Parliament. So it's not just guess a shade, it's actually a recognised sort of brand, I suppose, if you like, in Australian politics. Can you accept cerulean? No, I cannot. I can accept only teal. That is the only answer I'm inclined to accept. Green, yellow, red, and green among the wrong answers. Let's have a look and see who was right and who was wrong. And those answers I just read are from the players who are still in the main game. Just Matt the Sprat getting this one right in the background game. Very well done, Matt. Just over 4 seconds as well, so that's something apparently you just know if you follow Australian politics, I guess. Either that or it's a very good guess. Ape going for green, Nando going for yellow, Zeus going for red, Shapes going for green. Unfortunately, I can't accept any of those. So, what happens at this point? It comes down to just overall rankings. This question counts for nothing, and it's just going to be the lowest scoring, slowest player who is going to be eliminated on this pass. Good luck to all 4 of you. Let's find out who's going home. Zeus is safe. Nando is safe. Shapes is safe. It's Ape Minky who takes the drop with 10 correct answers in 45.15 seconds. 10 is pretty good going after 17 questions, 8, but unfortunately it is not enough in order to survive. Thank you very much for playing, but you have been eliminated. My cat from the Hive one. And then there were 3. Zeus, Shapes, and Nando, the final 3 players on the pyramid, with just 2 questions to go. Let's take a look at question number 8. What is the name of the sport where a team of dogs take part in a relay race of hurdle jumping and ball catching? Correct answer. It was flyball. Flyball events have been held at Crufts since 1990. Extreme fetch sounds like a much better sport to me. Let's take a look who was right. Just Shapes, Zeus and Nando both incorrect. Zeus going for fun, Nando going for bandy. Both of those incorrect. Well done to Viator, Tiggo, Stimpson, and Ralph getting it right in the background game as well. Let's clear the pyramid. Shapes, we know you're into the final two, but who's performed better out of Nando and Zeus? Who is going to be your final opponent? Let's repopulate the pyramid. Shapes, we know is safe. Zeus is also safe. Nando, 10 correct answers, 35.88 seconds. It is the low score at this point in the game. It's a very good score, but unfortunately, it's not going to be enough. Thank you for playing, but you've been eliminated. And then there were two. Shapes versus Zeus. One final question for you. Let's see who's going to emerge on top. Good luck. The Tony Awards for Theatre are named after which American actress, producer, and director? The correct answer. Antoinette Perry. Stand by, please. Antoinette Perry additionally helped to found the American Theatre Wing, which first hosted the Tonys the year after her death in 1947. She was an American actress, producer, director, and administrator as well. Now, on the final question, I don't show you who was right or wrong, because if one is right and one is wrong, it leads to an anticlimactic finish. So I'm just going to press the button, and nothing will happen. Shapes and Zeus. Let's clear the pyramid. We're after that gold tile. You're trying to avoid the red. For the final time, let's repopulate the pyramid. It is Zeus who emerges as this evening's pharaoh. Shapes 14 correct in 65.03 seconds. Now, the reason I went to check there is because I saw as the answers came in, Shapes had given a wrong answer and Zeus gave a correct answer, but Shapes had got the correct first name. So I was checking that the answer that Shapes gave wasn't an alternative name for them. I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to, give away what I was doing there. Unfortunately, Antoinette Fraser, which is what Shapes gave, was not a valid answer. So I'm afraid, Shapes, a great run all the way through there, but I'm afraid you have been eliminated. Which means, if I reset that question, we have a pharaoh, and your winner and champion of the pyramid tonight. No, get my mythology mixed. I was about to say appropriately enough, but no, Zeus is Greek, not Egyptian. The pharaoh of tonight's pyramid is Zeus. Or is he? It's gone! It's gone back to space from whence it came. Now, I'll tell you what's really interesting about that is that Shapes and Zeus were neck and neck the whole way through, from about halfway through the final. Going into question number 8, penultimate question of the final, they were both on 13, and then Shapes got it right and Zeus got it wrong. So Shapes actually went into the lead with 14 to Zeus's 13, but then it switched on the final question, and it was that final question that gave Zeus the victory. Both players ending up on 14 correct answers. Shapes 65.03 seconds. Zeus 14 correct in 94.06, so it was slower overall, But that is how things stack up in the pyramid. It can all come down to one question. No, it's full 30 seconds between the two of them, Matt, but that's how the game works. Well, that has been a joyous game of the pyramid. At least I think it has. I don't remember much of it because it's all a mirage. But it has been enormous fun. Very many thanks to Oni, first question pack of the season for the first game of the Pyramid this season. Pyramid's only got one more appearance. That's towards the end of Season 21, so make sure you do pop on back for that. We're going to take a little break. I'm going to play some music for those of you who are subbed, and then we're going to play Crossfire during the break. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, though, because I had a couple of people last time saying, I didn't get much time to actually have a break. This is my plan to keep things snappy. I think last time I was possibly a little bit too snappy because I basically started Battlefront like immediately. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to put a penny bonus into the chat. I'm going to nip to the loo. Then I'm going to come back, and at that point we'll start Crossfire. Okay? So Crossfire, which has been written by Lewis this evening and proofed by me. I think it's tough, but it's definitely fair. So let's see which one of the 11 chosen by Emily will survive the process. You're in very capable hands with Emily, by the way. So yeah, please do stick around to play Crossfire. But if you need to go stretch your legs or take sort of 10-15 minutes away from the computer, now's your opportunity to do it. And when we return, or when I return a little bit later on, we're going to be playing The Escape Artist by Samster, proofed by Kolo, and Kolo has been particularly effusive with his praise during the proofing process. So it sounds like this is not a pack you're going to want to miss. So please do come back for The Escape Artist and stick around for Crossfire if you want some halftime entertainment. It's just gone 9 o'clock, so now's your opportunity to go stretch your legs, get some drinks, get some more snacks, and we'll be back with even more quiz this game night in just a few minutes' time. Thank you again to Oni and JR for writing and proofing respectively, and congratulations to Zeus, the Pharaoh of the pyramid. See you in a minute. And a little music coming up, a penny bonus coming into the chat. Crossfire will be here in about 4 minutes' time, so if you want to go for a quick wee, now is the opportunity to do so if you want to join in for Crossfire. Otherwise, I'll see you in about 20 minutes' time for The Escape Artist. Yes, hope you're having fun this game night, and I will see you very soon. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back.
Peggy 18.
Actually, this game has not been rated by Peggy, but it does contain graphic violence and probably shouldn't be played by anybody. Happy New Year! Is that still something we're doing? It's nearly February, for goodness sake. Anyway, I hope you survived dry January if you were partaking. I did. Not that anybody asked. Nobody ever does. Anyway, once at least 12 of you have joined the lobby, the process will begin. By its conclusion, one of you will still be alive. However, 11 of you will not be having a particularly wet February. Please stand by whilst I ruminate on who will join the process. Shapes has joined the process. Tigo has joined the process. Refmat has joined the process. Fluffy Bunesque has joined the process. Oni has joined the process. Effrontery has joined the process. Apodo has joined the process. Zeus has joined the process. Fetz has joined the process. Ignore Me Emily has joined the process. Abm208 has joined the process. Nando has joined the process. You will face 11 multiple choice questions. Answer on your devices. One player who answers incorrectly will be eliminated at random. In the event all players are correct, everybody is up for elimination. I have decided that it is far more fun for me if you don't know your fate until after it has happened. Therefore, I will not tell you the answer, nor whether you were correct until after elimination has taken place. Isn't this fun? For every correct answer, you will receive 50 pennies. The player who survives the process will receive an additional 500 pennies. Good luck. Get ready for the question. "10 seconds. 5 seconds. Time. The correct answer was calculator. 9 out of 12 players were incorrect. This process can really take it out of you. Apodo knows that for sure. Get ready for the question. Ten seconds. 5 seconds. Time. The correct answer was white. 3 out of 11 players were incorrect. What is human, had 2 legs and dies when shot with a laser? Effrontery. Ha, ha, ha. Get ready for the question. Ten seconds. 5 seconds. Time. The correct answer was glass. 4 out of 10 players were incorrect. You appear to have gotten some brains on the carpet. Ignore me, Emily. We will be billing your estate in the fullness of time. Get ready for the question. Ten seconds. 5 seconds. Time. The correct answer was James Cameron. 6 out of 9 players were incorrect. So that's what Oni would look like if they were turned inside out. Good to know. Get ready for the question. Ten seconds. 5 seconds. Time. The correct answer was 0 cents. 7 out of 8 players were incorrect. Let us have a moment of silence for our fallen comrade Fluffy Bunesque. Thank you for the respectful moment of silence. Get ready for the question. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Time. The correct answer was Ralph Wiggum. 2 out of 7 players were incorrect. Nando had to leave us. They will be missed. Get ready for the question. Ten seconds. 5 seconds. Time. The correct answer was gin. 2 out of 6 players were incorrect. The experimental reduction to atoms program was a complete success. Please enjoy the experience, shapes. Get ready for the question. Ten seconds. 5 seconds. Time. The correct answer was ASCII. 1 out of 5 players were incorrect. I fear that will leave a permanent mark, Ref Matt. What a shame.
What a shame.
Get ready for the question. Ten seconds. 5 seconds. Time. The correct answer was North London Forever. 2 out of 4 players were incorrect. It turns out safety mode was disengaged. Apologies for the confusion, Zeus. Get ready for the question. Ten seconds. 5 seconds. Time. The correct answer was, Sam can be so big. All 3 players were incorrect. Tigo just lost 150 pounds in 1 second. Congratulations. Get ready for the question. Ten seconds. 5 seconds. Time. The correct answer was, Daisy. All 2 players were incorrect. Thank you, Fets, for volunteering to test the targeting system. You will be pleased to know that it still works. Congratulations to APM208, you have survived the process and been awarded 500 pennies. Many thanks as well to Lewist1 for providing the trivia for this evening's process. I'm off to pour myself a gin. Well, I'm going to imagine doing it, on account of the fact I don't have hands. Or a mouth. Or a brain. Sigh. Anyway, until next time, thank you for playing Crossfire. Goodbye.
Welcome back to the second part of this evening's game night, where it's time for the escape artist. Come and join with the room code QCBH. Universal controller right there, room code in the chat. Yeah, sorry, the operator just had a little blip. It started locking up. It's obviously something had come unstuck in the thread. I'm assuming something with the Twitch connection since the penny commands weren't working. But no harm, no foul. The one thing I have lost is all of my people that I'd greeted. It's persisted the raid messages, though, which is the important thing. I remember Toot had joined the stream. Welcome to the stream, Toot. John had as well. And Brig has just joined the stream. Welcome on into the stream, Brig. And anyone else who joined before the crash. Now, while you come and join the game, what it doesn't do with my raid messages, it saves them and who submitted them, but it doesn't save which ones I'd flagged. So I'm just going to go through them again and flag the ones that I liked. So you come and join the game, then I'll do some continuity, and then we'll continue with quiz. And all will be well. Can't remember most of the ones. Oh, I like that one. So interesting, you go through them again and you think, do I like anything differently this time? Of course, what that has done is it's reset your submission count, because obviously you're limited to 3, but I've reset the operator, so it's reset the count now. Yeah, Epic Galley, welcome on in. Lovely to have you here. There we go. All right, back up to date. 31 of you in so far. Do come and join. Yeah, more raid suggestions. Yeah, you got an extra 3. It started again from scratch, which is, at least I think it has. I mean, we'll find out in a minute. We love resetting counts. We do indeed. Now, continuity is very important. What have we got coming up soon? Well, this Thursday, the 5th of February, that looks like it's going to be a very fun stream, because we've got Distinction by Proogs, and we've got Red Herrings by Arun Aromatics. I had a glance at Arun's Red Herrings pack, because I've not proved either of those, and it looks that one in particular looks quite tasty. I haven't seen Proogs' Distinction pack. I'm sure that's equally excellent. So please do come along on Thursday for what should be a fun-filled evening. And if you're just here for the weekend stream, next Saturday we've got Google That, Plinko, and The Abyss. So make sure you pop on over next Saturday. Just some forward warning for you. Next Saturday I'm here. The Saturday after, which is Valentine's Day, I was initially planning to be here. I had scheduled to be here. But we've sort of taken the decision that we're going away for the weekend. We're going to see Darren Brown on the Friday night, and then we're having a sort of a long weekend over sort of east direction. Not that far east, we're staying in the country, but yeah, my brother lives over in sort of Kent direction. So we're driving over on the Saturday. We've got a little Airbnb over there. We own. We're renting an Airbnb over there. And yeah, having a bit of time with my brother and his wife and their little girls. So there will be no stream in 2 weeks' time on Saturday. To make up for it, however, the Thursday after, so the 12th, that's now going to have a mid-time game, the mid-time game that would have gone in on the Saturday. One of the other games from that Saturday has moved to the following Saturday, where I was still a writer short for a different game, so that's just been shunted back a bit. And then the other game is going to go into the Thursday. So the Thursday after I'm away, which is half-term week for those of you who are in education, we'll have a slightly bumper stream to make up for the fact that I'm not here in 2 weeks. So yes, that's sort of the key continuity. Oh, has it capped you there, B channel? Maybe it does keep track of how many you've got then. Maybe I can't remember. Long live the Prime Minister of Iklamd. Indeed, I've already got a couple of Iceland ones flagged, one of which was already from UNET. So yeah, keeping them together, and I'll have a look at those in a bit. I am not a Walmart bag, trust me. Well, that's good to know, Epic Galley. So, a couple of lotteries, and then we'll get into the nuts and bolts of the game. Just a couple more minutes to come and join. Cola wanting a lottery, and Clive wanting a lottery. Veal success. Award random. Whoa, that's a story of two halves. Cola getting 566, but Clive, 6,957 pennies. You got the rarefied jackpot one there. That will take you up the leaderboard. It will somewhat. You are taking you up to 3rd place on the leaderboard. Sam's going to say, the fruity's never going to pay out, Sam. It's just paid out. What are the odds of it paying out? Well, I mean, it's non-zero. They're all independent. Veal success, Sam. Yeah, I didn't think so. 803. The odds of that would have been, you know, small enough anyway. But, yeah, I think it's every, like, 40 or every 50 spins, it will give you it gives a higher value. Now cut that out. Also wanting a lottery. Veal success. Oh, and Jack Wilfred as well. I'll do multiple. Jack and Toot. And then Fruit, it's not going to pay out twice. Likely it's not going to strike twice, but let's find out. 1859. Okay, that wasn't bad. 1859 and 32.99. Maybe it is really quite generous tonight. Lovely stuff. Well done, both of you there. And Hearth the Lion 666. Welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. Oh, some more names. Hearth the Lion, Jack Wilfred, Woollyback, Jogging, Cola, Samson. I'm sure you've all already joined us already. But yes, welcome on into the game. And BC, welcome back to the game. How many seats have I got in this game? Is it 30, 36? Is it 30 in a row? 39. I'm up to 36. I've only got 3 cells left. It'd be lovely to have a full game while I keep doing these lotteries that keep being requested. BC and Woollyback. Veal success. What? That's another big one for BC. 43.54. 6.95 for Woollyback. Not quite so pleasing there, but that's the way it goes. BC now up to 6th after that. Why, thanks. Why, thank you. So 36 of you in. I think I've got room for 3 more. Shout out to the gambling bot for being so generous. Indeed so. That's why quizzes go to Iceland. Now, I've done the continuity. I'm not here in 2 weeks' time. I'm making up for it with a longer stream on the Thursdays either side. So all is well. And yeah, I've told you what's coming up soon. So, well, there's still 3 cells. Those are going to be vacant and available to come and take until halfway through round 1. So I'm going to lock that lobby and bring you all into the game. A reminder that this question pack has been written by Samsa and proofed by Cola. And they all are, yes, my maths was right, 13 cells on each row. Welcome on in to my 36 would-be escapees. Hope you're ready to play. This is the Escape Artist. Let's go to round 1. Round 1 is initiate. In this round, you need to answer any 5 of the 10 questions in order to escape. The harder the question, the more points it is worth. You will be shown a line of how many points each question is worth at the front of the round, and you've got to decide which ones you want to go for. You cannot answer more than 5 questions correctly. Once you've answered your 5th question correctly, you won't be able to answer any more. Answer it wrong, and you lose a life. There's no penalty for abstention, so if you think, I'm not touching that, if the first question up to 10 pointer and you think it's quite hard, you don't want to have a go, you can abstain with no penalty. But if you answer incorrect, if you do attempt and you were wrong, you lose a life. Lose all 3 lives or fail to get to 5 before the end of the round, you will be eliminated. Come the end of the round, I'll give you a bonus point for every life that you've got left. Jack Wilfred, welcome on in, taking the cell before the game starts proper. Those are the rules. You decide which 5 questions you're going to attempt. That looks like a fairly vanilla sort of ladder tonight. 1, 4, 5, 8, 9, 2, 10, 3, 7, 6. So starting quite easy. You've got at least 1 lifeline in the back half, 3 of the 2 as well, and then 7, 6 towards the end, not 6, 7. Wouldn't that have been funny? Vanilla sort of. It is a vanilla sort of ladder. It is indeed. So decide which ones you're going to go for. Are you going to save it up for... So one of the things of this is that you can't gauge the difficulty when you see the first question, because the 1 point question is normally one most people would know anyway. So if you see it, so you don't know, do I want to go for the hard ones, do I want to go for the easy ones? Because you're not quite sure where the difficulty curve is. But like I say, Coda's been very effusive. That's the only hint I'm going to give you. 2 cells left if anyone wants to join. Good luck to you all. First question is worth a single point if you want to play. Remember, you don't have to. Let's take a look. Along with red and white, which other colour appears on both the UK's Union Jack flag and the US's Stars and Stripes flag? Yeah, mine too. A colleague of mine has just suggested we go and see the Steps musical in Cardiff next week. I'm not in Cardiff, so I won't be going. But if I were, I don't think I would be either. Correct answer. 21 attempting, 16 abstaining there. The correct answer. Blue. Red, white, and blue. Everyone who attempted getting it right and getting a point. Slightly back up. Question number 2. This is worth 4 points. If you want to have a go at it, take a look at this question. What chemical element gives its name to different greatest hits albums for Steps, Cher, and ABBA? That is very strange. I was just mentioning Steps in the chat, and then I mentioned it, and then it appears in the question. I think it's quite strange. What chemical element gives its name to different greatest hits albums for Steps, Cher, and ABBA for 4 points? Hydrogen from Steps. The correct answer is Gold. ABBA Gold is one of the best-selling albums worldwide, and it is a great album. And Clive, welcome to the stream. I know I read it already, but I had to restart the operator, didn't I? Yeah. Hydrogen from Steps. Ape, if you've got any left, pop that in as a raid suggestion. I like that a lot. 26 attempting that. 26 getting it correct. Let's light you back up. On we go. Question number 3. This one is worth 5 points. If you want to have a go, take a look. The golf pairing nicknamed Fleetwood Mac consists of Tommy Fleetwood and which other UK player? Time. Correct answer. Rory McIlroy, 17 attempted, 20 abstained. John McVie and Rory McIntyre is very close, but I don't think I can allow it. Rory McIlroy is what we wanted there. So to spell correct. Oh no, Tiggo, bad luck. Yeah, right. Remember, I have got an override on here, so as long as it's phonetically plausible. Unfortunately, though, I don't think McIntyre counts as that, but very well done to the 15 people who got that one right. Let's light you back up. Getting a bit trickier now. Question number 4 is worth 8 points. If you want to have a go at this, take a look. The video game Lies of P is loosely based on the story of what children's character created by Italian author Carlo Collodi? Again, I'm going to be a little bit charitable with the spelling on this one. The correct answer, Pinocchio. There was a musical version of this story that I went to see at the local arts centre when I was about 10. And one of the songs, they teach you how to spell it. And it's never left my head. It just lives rent-free in my head. It's P-I-N-O-C-C-H-I-O, spells Pinocchio. And now it's in all of your heads too as well. You're very welcome. Phonetically plausible. M and N are next to each other, like that matter. Clive, phonetically... Oh, in fact, P and Ralph also saying that. Life of Pi, no, is not the answer, unfortunately. Children's character. Life of Pi was a story, not a character. You've all been condoned, so very well done. Lots of players attempting that there. Let's light you back up. Maybe me, jogging Lupine, you're 1 away, so your door has gone blue. 1 more correct answer, and you will be through to the next round. Question number 5 is worth 9 points if you want to have a go. Take a look at this. The title of which 2025 movie originates from the orange ping pong balls created by its main character? So that is a very fair question for 9 points. I feel good that I would have known the answer to that one. Starring Timothy Chalamet. The correct answer is Marty Supreme. And in the film, Marty Mauser develops what he calls orange spheres to try and combat the problem of seeing a white ping pong ball against a white t-shirt and shorts. Epic Galley going for Spalf, which is not the correct answer, unfortunately. 9 attempting it and 8 of them getting it right. Shadow BC, Nando Brigg, Clive Apodo, Viator, and the B channel. Let's light you back up. So no one escaping just yet. Epic Galley and Hertha Lion, you require all remaining questions, which means you haven't attempted any or you haven't got any right out of the first 5. Apodo, ABME, B, Jogging, Brig, Nando, Lupine, and BC, you're all one away, so any one of the remaining 5, you'll be through to the next round. Question number 6. This is worth 2 points if you want to have a go. Could be one of the last lifelines if you're after the easier questions. You've got 2 and you've got 3 coming up. The rest are on the harder side. Let's take a look. Question number 6 for 2 points. What 3-letter word precedes MGM and 365 and succeeds Uni and Sky in the names of websites you are likely to see advertised during sporting events? (18 attempting, 19 abstaining. The correct answer is bet. Dev, I'm not entirely sure why it's marked that wrong, because that is bet. Max is not the one. Bank is 4 letters. Unfortunately, those are incorrect. Oh, you put a space after it, Dev. I've really got to put trim white characters on answer submissions in everything. I need to do that in everything. That's a big job for 25. It won't take long, but there's like 20 different formats I need to do it for. So, yeah, Max and Bank both incorrect answers, unfortunately. ABM and Jogging, we've got our first escapees. Very well done. You're through to the next round. Unfortunately for Epic Galley and Hertha Lion, you're either out of lives or there's not enough questions left. Thank you for playing, but it's the end of the road and it's lights out. Scores on the doors for Jogging and ABME, both banking 20. Well, let's go on to the next question, the hardest of the lot in theory. Question number 7 is worth 10 points. Apodo, B, Natter, Effrontery, Brig, Nando, Ape, Woollyback, Topper, Lupine, BC, and Jack, you're all one away. Matt, you are on your last life, so your door's gone red. Tread with caution. Take a look at this. What Pacific Island nation derives its name from the phrase 8 standing together in its native language, despite actually consisting of 9 islands in total? (14 attempting, 21 abstaining. The correct answer was Tuvalu. Tuvalu, I have no further notes on that one, except I do know that Tuvalu has one of the most expensive top-level domain registrations, because they're .tv. So the platform on which you're watching this very show is a .tv domain. I did look up what GameNight.tv would have cost. It was not cheap. Wrong answers: Kiribati, Fiji, Vanuatu, or however you say that, Vanuatu, I think, Seychelles, Micronesia, Kiribati, Hawaii, which is a state, not a country, and Vanuatu. All of those are incorrect. B, you are due for escape and bagging 10 points along the way. Very well played. No one due for elimination. Let's light you back up. However, there are some interesting things to report now. Apodo, Viator, Natter, Clive, Effrontery, Brig, Nando, Ape, Toot, Woollyback, Topper, Lupine, BC, and Jack. You're all one away. Any of the remaining 3 questions, you will escape. Bearing in mind the next one is the easiest of the remaining 3, so we might see some players trying to get out at this point. Stilgar, Ardenfets, Collins, Stimpson's Angle, and Flyboy. You require all remaining questions, so your doors are orange. And Matt, Flyboy, and Oni, you are on your last life. Oni and Matt, your doors red. Question number 8 is worth 3 points if you want to have a go. Have a look at this. The stage play Mr. Burns, a post-electric play, revolves around the episode Cape Fear from which cartoon TV show? The correct answer, 28 attempting, is The Simpsons. The Simpsons. Just one wrong answer from Epic Galley saying, I don't know any UK culture. The Simpsons is very much not just UK culture, I fear. It's quite popular over in America, and indeed started there. And yes, Cape Fear, which I think is that the episode where Mr. Burns gets shot. I might be wrong, but I think it is. We've got some escapees due. Viator, Natter, Clive, Effrontery, Brig, Ape, Toot, Woollyback, Topper, and Lupine. Very well done. You are all through to the next round. Let's light you back up. Put your scores on the doors. 20 was the previous high score. Looks to now be 34 as set by Clive, plus any bonuses for extra lives. Or lives remaining. Now, Apodo, Vertigo, Shapes, Fluffy, Matt and Matt, JR, Nando, Zeus, Shadowmane, Oni, Proogs, Tigo, Dev, BC, Conrad Lack, and Jack. Either of the remaining two will see you good. Just one question with the blue doors. Stilgar, Fetz, Colin, Stimpson, Flyboy. You require both. And Matt the Ref, Flyboy, and Oni on your last life, though you'll either be blue or orange because those colours take priority. Question number 9, if you want to attempt it, is worth 7 points. If you need both, you're going to have to attempt it. If you only need one, you might want to leave this one out if you don't know and have a punt at question 6. Depends if you've got lives left. Let's take a look. Question number 9 for 7 points. Which clothing brand takes its logo from the half-dome rock formation in Yosemite National Park and its name from the most challenging, coldest side of a mountain? (14 attempting, 21 abstaining), and the correct answer is the North Face. R, Patagonia, Half Peak, Zeus. That's phonetically plausible. I will allow that. I think it's just transposing the R and the O. North Face is fine. And big shout out to the 7-segment display font from Epic Garley in the behind the scenes game. Right, it means Vertigo, Shapes, Fluffy, JR, Nando, Oni, Proogs, Tigo, and Jack. You have all escaped, and I suppose I should add Zeus onto that list as well, because I don't re-debug. I definitely need to do that. I think it's on the list. Sadly, though, Ardenfets, Colin, Stimson's Angle, and Flyboy, it's either out of lives or not enough questions left. Thank you very much for playing, but it's the end of the road, and it's lights out. 34 is the high score at the moment. Nando encroaching upon it, but not surpassing. 33 down in the bottom right-hand corner. Still Clive leading the pack with 34. Now, Apodo still got Matt and Matt, Shadow, Dev, BC, and Conradlak. You both are one away and require all because there's only one question left. Matt, on your last life, have been for some time. If you make it out of this round, wouldn't that be very pleasing? Question number 10 is worth 6 points. If you've not escaped yet, you've got to do it now. Good luck. Here is the question. Differing from the name of one of his plays by a single letter, what was the name of William Shakespeare's only son? I will not accept the alternative. And by I will not accept the alternative, I mean I'm going to uncondone, because it has condoned the incorrect answer, and I am going to uncondone. I made that decision before the question went live. I didn't say it because I didn't want to give you any extra hints. I said it sort of halfway through. The correct answer is Hamnet. H-A-M-N-E-T. Hamnet. Why does mine just say time's up? It just says time's up when the question's out. If you've already escaped, Tigo, then you don't get the question, but it still sends you the time up payload. So if you've already escaped, which I believe you have... Oh! Have you escaped? Yes, you have, because you got score on the door. So yes, so you don't get the question, but you still get the time up payload, which I appreciate is a bit confusing. I should probably fix that. Later immortalised in the novel written by Maggie O'Farrell, recently adapted into a film and pegged to win all of the Oscars. Now, unfortunately, Stilgar, you gave me Hamlet with an L, which means I have to uncondone that. BC as well. You missed off the H, so it didn't actually get through the spell checker, but I'm not going to condone it because you put it with an L, implying Hamlet. So I can't accept it, I'm afraid. I'm just going to double check for anything else. Shadowmane go for Lee, L-E-A, which is not the answer. Everyone else correctly giving me Hamnet. Everyone else who played, that is. Which means Apodo, Stilgar, Matt the Sprat, Matt the Ref, and Dev. You all escape into round 2. Congratulations, we will see you there, and you get 6 points. But it does mean Shadowmane, BC, Conradlak, and Stilgar. Not enough points, or not enough questions correct to escape the round. Thank you very much for playing, but it's the end of the road, and it's lights out. 34, still the target. Anyone getting close? Nowhere close to that. So Clive sets the bar, although we'll see if that is still the case after the bonuses have been applied. I can tell you that at the end of that round, 27 players escaped and 10 were eliminated. There are still 2 empty cells, but anyone joining now will immediately join the background game. Very well done to the 27 players who did escape. Let's play on round 2. Round 2 is sustain, and in this round you've got to reach the target value in order to escape. That's why I've been harping on about who's got the highest score, because the target is set at the highest score plus 15. It was Clive. We'll check whether it is in just a minute to be sure. But each question is now worth a flat rate of 5 points. Not sure, Shadowman, it'll tell you a payout at the end. 25 per question or something like that, I think, or maybe 100 per question. I can't remember. Anyway, answer incorrectly and you lose 1 of your 3 refreshed lives. No, you get pennies for every question you answer. That's the point of the background game. Lose all 3 lives or fail to reach the target before the end of the round, you will be eliminated. As before, there are no penalties for abstention. Unlike before, though, you may continue answering after you've escaped, but be warned, you can still be eliminated if you lose all of your lives, even if you have escaped. At the end of the round, I'll give you a bonus 2 points for every life that you've got left. So, sometimes if you're half sure and you've already escaped and you've got 3 lives, sometimes it can be worth a punt. It's worth 5 if you're right, but it's going to cost you 2 out of your bonus at the end. Bear in mind, though, you've got to hit that target before the bonuses are applied. Potentially 6 bonus points available at the end, but if you haven't got to the target, it won't count and you will be eliminated. So, 52 is the target, which has indeed been set by Clive with a score of 37. Opportunity now for Clive to continue to extend that. Once he's hit 3, he will have escaped and can continue answering. Everyone else is going to have to give me more than 3. The lower your score, the more work you're going to have to do. The target is 52. There are 10 questions with 5 points available for each. 50 in total. Good luck. Here is the first question. The 200th day of the year always falls during which month? $50 sounds about right, Cola. Just a 1 abstention on that one. The correct answer was July. Remember, you don't have to play. There's no penalty for abstention, but you've got those 3 lives, and if you might, as can have an educated guess, it might be worth doing. Yes, July the 19th this year, July the 18th on a leap year. Various combinations of August and September for the wrong answers. Let's light you back up. Jogging, that's a very interesting coloured door frame you've got there. How has that happened? I haven't seen that bug before. Let's go on. Question number 2 for another 5 points. Take a look at this. The optic nerve connects what organ of the human body to the brain? It's a shiny. I'm hoping it's going to un-shiny in a minute. Yes, it has un-shinied when Jogging got an answer in. Again, just the 1 abstention there. The correct answer is the eye. We accepted eyes as well, and everyone who attempted that giving me a correct answer for 5 points. Well played. Let's light you back up. You've not gone shiny this time. It was a one-time shine. On we go. Question number 3, worth another 5 points. Clive, you're 1 away, having taken the first 2 questions correctly. Have a look at this. What building became the world's tallest cathedral in 2025? 15 attempting that, a few more sitting out, 12 in total. This seems to be coming up a lot. It came up in OQL a couple of weeks ago. I tentatively wrote a question for the bonus game a couple of weeks ago and then didn't use it because it came up in OQL. It's still sitting there. So, yeah, I'm very familiar with this. And the fact is, it is the Sagrada Familia. It's still under construction. The building officially surpassed the height of Ulm Minster in 2025. It is currently 163 metres high, planned to top out at 172.5. I'm just going to check what something means before I get into the condoning, because I've got one answer which is just Sagrada. and I don't think I can accept it. If it was something like St. Paul's and you just put Paul's, I think I might. But Sagrada Familia means holy family. The Sagrada is literally just holy. So that could mean Holy Trinity. It could mean, there's the one in Chichester Cathedral is. It could be Holy Family is what it is. Sacred Heart is another one it could be. So literally just holy. So I'm not going to accept Sagrada for that reason. Viator going for Olminster. Sacra Sophia, not the one. And quite a few going for Notre Dame as well. All of those are incorrect answers. Let's let you back up. Natter and Matt, on your last life already. Tread with caution. Clive, Brig and Nando, 1 away. Remember, you can continue answering after you've escaped. So let's take a look at question number 4. Take a look at this. Which former UK Prime Minister is a founding member of Donald Trump's Board of Peace for Gaza? That's time. In the most insane appointment in recent times, since the words Liz Truss as the UK Prime Minister were uttered, the latest member of Donald Trump's board, the founding member of Donald Trump's Board of Peace for Gaza is known war criminal Tony Blair. An alleged war criminal. Sorry, I should probably add that, otherwise it's going to disappear. I said, he's gone. Just imagine if you just looked up and I was just gone. Tony Blair, yes. There's a very funny video I saw the other day, which is alleged war criminal Tony Blair, where it said the in-betweeners sum up every UK Prime Minister since Churchill. And we get to Tony Blair, there's just the episode where they're at, on the field trip, and there's just Will going, do you think you could spare us the bullshit for 1 minute? Which is pretty much sums up Tony Blair. I wasn't old enough really to remember that I was at university during the last days of the Blair administration and then Brown, so I wasn't really engaged with politics. But I'm told, mainly by my parents, that anyway, I'm getting into politics, and politics I don't even know anything about, so I'll shut up and get on with the quiz. Wrong answers. Clive, I do have to condone that because you've gone with the same mentality as me. Tony Blair for some reason. There we go, we'll allow that. Truss, Farage, whoever he is, he's a fool. Cameron, Johnson, Cameron, Johnson, Brown. Oh, that sounds like a horrible history song, doesn't it? Blair, Truss, Farage, Cameron, Johnson, Brown. Yeah, maybe. Brig and Nando, you and Clive as well, you're due for escape. Matt, unfortunately, because you gave me the answer, Johnson, you are due for elimination. You're out of lives. Thank you very much for playing, but it's the end of the road, and it's lights out. Green doors for the escapees. Clive, Brig, and Nando on the bottom row. Nando into the lead with 55. Let's take a look at everything else that's going on. Toot, you're now 1 away with the blue door. Natter, Effrontery, and Ape, you're on your last life, so tread carefully. Nobody yet requiring all remaining questions. We're up to question number 5. For 5 points, take a look at this. Which country, the origin of the dish ceviche, is home to Maido, the world's best restaurant 2025? Fourth can of apple ties. It's nearly February, Gan. Ceviche. Thank you very much, Matt. The correct answer, 18 attempting. Correct answer is Peru. Sorry, I didn't have pronunciation guides on there, so I did my best. And apparently Maido means welcome. Wrong answers there. Spain, Mexico, France, Venezuela, Italy, Chile, Japan, Spain. All of those incorrect. Toot, though, with the correct answer. You're due for escape. Very well done. But Natter, unfortunately, either out of lives or not enough questions. No, it's not enough questions. It's to do with lives. Natter, thank you very much for playing. But it's the end of the road. And it's lights out. B, Shapes. You're both 1 away with the blue doors. Effrontery, Proogs, and Tigo. First ones to go orange, requiring all 5 of the remaining questions. A, B, me, Effrontery, 8, Proogs, Tigo, and Dev. You're on your last lives. Do tread with caution. Moving on. Question number 6. Have a look at this. What animal is known in Afrikaans as camel leopard, literally translated as camel horse? This is one I knew, even without the answer in front of me. Thank God for QI. 19 attempted, and the correct answer was a giraffe. Camelopard is not a leopard, neither is it a camel, neither is it a horse. It is a giraffe, because it sort of looks like a camel crossed with a leopard. It doesn't remotely look like that. Hippopotamus, dromedary, rhino, gnu, wildebeest. Props for saying gnu. It's a song about a gnu, which is very funny. Not the right answer on this occasion. All of those incorrect. Bee and shapes. Congratulations, you are through to round number 3. Unfortunately, ABME, Proogs, and Tigo, you're out of lives, or not enough questions left. Thank you very much for playing, but it's the end of the road, and it's lights out. I'm a gnu. Another gnu. One of the finest works of nature in the zoo. The nicest forms of nature. That's it. I'm a gnu. How do you do? Yeah, it's great. It's Flanders and Swan, I think it is. Oh, Tigo, forgetting they could abstain. Yes, of course, abstention is a perfectly valid strategy unless you need all the questions. Oh, not useless at all. Good run. And do continue in the background game. There's still pennies available. Viator, Fluffy, Zeus, you are all one away. There's a whole assortment of colours going on up there. Blues, greens, and oranges, and reds. Viator, Fluffy, and Zeus, you one away. Effrontery and Woolly back, you require all. Apodo, Effrontery, Ape, Dev, and Jack on your last life. Let's go on to question number 7. Take a look at this. A spin-off from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Millionaire Hot Seat recently debuted in the UK after originating in which other country more than 15 years earlier? Correct answer. It's an Australian format, and yes, I know it quite well because I wrote quite a lot of the code for the recent series that has just been airing. Australia is what we wanted. 20 attempted that, just 2 abstentions there. Italy, USA, Hot Seat is not a country. Italy, Netherlands, India, Netherlands, Germany, and Spain, all incorrect. Viator and Zeus, very well done. You have escaped into round 3, assuming, of course, you can keep at least one of your lives, because remember, you can still increase your score, but you can still be eliminated. Woollyback, unfortunately, you're due for elimination. Thank you very much for playing, but it's the end of the road, and it's lights out. Could we get a check on that, please? Are you confident that it's... let's have a look. Hot Seat is an Australian television quiz show. Promoted as a short-run series. Show's format was shortened to 30 minutes and given an overhaul of the rules and gameplay in a system based on the Italian version of the show. However, the Italian version of the show, it was... hang on. Italian version of the show it was based on was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. It wasn't Hot Seat. So I'll just clarify, I didn't proof this one, so I'm not across all the facts, despite making it. Spin-off from Millionaire Hot Seat recently debuted in the UK after originating in which other country more than 15 years earlier. So I am happy to let the question lie as it is, because it originated, Millionaire Hot Seat originated in Australia. It was based off the Italian version, but the show Millionaire Hot Seat was not, it wasn't called that in Italy. It wasn't even called an Italian translation of it. The Italian show, Chi vuole essere milionario, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, not Hot Seat. I do concede it's arguably a bit ambiguous, but I've moved on before I could click, before I could condone. So I'm going with what the question setter and what the proofer said and what my notes have told me there. I'm happy to let that question stand. Let's move on from that question, and apologies if you're feeling disgruntled by that, but that's my ruling. Right, Vertigo, Fluffy, Topper, and Jack, you are all one away from escaping. Effrontery and JR, you require all. Apodo, Jogging, Effrontery, JR, 8 Minky, Dev, and Jack, you are all on your last lives. So tread with caution. Let's go on to question number 8. Take a look at this. For building more than 50 ships, including the Mary Rose, which English king is often referred to as Father of the Royal Navy? 9 attempted, 12 abstained. The correct answer is Henry VIII, and I'm just going to check the logs very carefully because I may have to do some uncondoning because, of course, Henry VII also sneaks through, and I have a feeling someone said that. George II, Edward V, Henry VIII, James I. Yes, Shadowmane, I'm very sorry. Even if you are in the background game, I'm going to find you. Wait till I find you, Shadowmane. Wait till I find you with your little green circle. Where have you gone? Where have you gone? Where are you? Where is it? There he is. Henry VII. I'm afraid not. Can't allow it. Henry VIII, Edward George III, Richard II, Henry VIII. So, thank you for got there in the end. So yeah, unfortunately, Henry VIII is what we wanted. Built the Mario is not Henry VII. Apologies for having to uncondone you there, Shadowmane. Vertigo, Fluffy, and Topper, you are due for escape. Very well done. We'll see you in round 3 if you can keep at least one life. Effrontery and JR, unfortunately, you're out of lives or not enough questions left. Thank you very much for playing, but it's the end of the road, and it's lights out. Still no Easter eggs being found. No musical Easter eggs. It'll happen one day. Oni, Lupine, Jack, you're one away. Apodo, Jogging, Matt, Ape, and Dev. You need both. Apodo, Jogging, Ape, Dev, and Jack. You are on your last life. Let's take a look at question number 9. If you want to play, have a look at this. Remember, those who've already escaped can still play. The Running Man, The Monkey, and The Long Walk were all films released in 2025 based on the works of which author? Just in the nick of time, Viator. 13 attempting. The correct answer. Stephen King is what we're after. Chandler was the wrong answer. And a few other incorrect answers in the background game there. Yeah, Stephen King, I would have got that from The Long Walk, which I've not seen, but I heard a Mark Kermode review. Apparently it's quite good. The Running Man I thought was an 80s film with Arnold Schwarzenegger, or possibly even earlier. But I think it got re-released last year. Oni and Lupine, you've escaped. Very well done. Unfortunately, Jogging and Dev, I think you needed both. And you've either got it wrong or you've abstained. Thank you very much for playing, but for you two, it's the end of the road. And it's lights out. John, welcome to the stream. Right. Final question. Apodo, Matt, Ape, and Jack. You've got to get this right if you want to escape. Podo, Ape, and Jack, you're on your last life. So anyone who is already through, you've got at least 2 lives. So you could attempt this for 5 points with complete safety, or you can save that life for the 2 bonus points. Best of luck, Jack, Ape, and Matt. Here is question number 10. Once the lead singer of a 1980s Manchester band, which now solo artist, was ridiculed on social media earlier this year for his newest single, Makeup Is a Lie. The correct answer. It's Morrissey. Just Jack and Brig getting that one. I can show you Jack's answer. I blame the question writer. Brig going for Mick Hucknall, but already safe Brig, so did have that opportunity to attempt it. Matt and 8 both getting it correct. Boy George, Liam Gallagher, Sting, all incorrect. So yeah, one ex-user hit the nail on the head, burst out laughing when I heard this, thought it was someone doing an impression of Morrissey. Also going viral around the same time was a similarly bad song from Sleaford Mods, I Don't Rate You. Definitely worth seeking both of these out. I did hear on The Rest is Entertainment that Morrissey is basically selling his identity because he's like smashed the state. He's always been smashed the state, but now he's sort of a bit old and tired and still wants to be smashed the state, and yeah, it's all just a bit ridiculous. Either way, Matt and Ape, you're through to round 3. Well played. Apodo and Jack just tripping at the final hurdle there. I'm sorry, but you have not made it up to the target. Thank you very much for playing, but it's the end of the road and it's lights out. So in round 2, 15 players escaped and 12 were eliminated. That seems consistent with the first round. 10 in the first round, 12 in the second. If you wanted a hint of how well balanced a pack this is, there's your evidence right there. Top of the shop at the moment is 2 with 78. And the scores vary right the way down to, I think, 52. So not a huge amount of discrepancy in the scores. But let's see what happens as we go to round 3. Round 3 is Survive, and in this round you've got to outlast all the other players. After each question, the first player to answer correctly restarts the clock of 15 seconds and sets a drain running on all remaining players. The drain rate increases over the course of the round. Stop the drain by answering the question correctly. If nobody answers the question within 15 seconds, all players lose the maximum for the question. So once someone's got it right, the only way you can stop your clock from ticking down is by getting the question right or the timer expiring. Lives have been replaced with refires. These allow you to attempt the question more than once. Once they are exhausted, only your first answer will be accepted. So you can attempt every question once for free. So even if you've got no idea, it's worth a punt because you can attempt every question once for free. But thereafter, if you have a second attempt at the question, it will cost you one of those refires. If you exhaust your points, you're eliminated from the game. And when only one player remains, they are declared the escape artist. So, starting with 1 point every 2 seconds for the first 3 questions, up to a maximum drain of 7. Maximise your score by getting the question right first, or if not first, at least as fast as you can. Very best of luck to all 15 of you and everyone playing in the background game. Here's question number 1. Last year, Chloe Mowell replaced Anna Wintour as the head of editorial content for which popular magazine? Zeus, starting the clock there. Ape and Topper are incorrect. Refires available if you want to try it again. Just one abstention there. 14 giving an answer. The correct answer was American Vogue. We did accept Vogue there. Zeus was the first to answer. Most players getting it first time. Ape going for Cosmo, not choosing to refire. And Topper going for L, not choosing to refire. Did Vogue hashtag get through? Did Vogue hashtag get through from Oni? I'm assuming it did. Yes, it did. So that's all good. Slightly back up. 2 with a lead of 84. Nando in second with 76. Zeus is in third with 70. 8 Minky at the other end with 50. Matt with 51. Topper with 52. Question number 2. Take a look at this. In the geologic timescale, what unit of time is longer than an epoch, but shorter than an era? No correct answers yet. Fluffy has got there with 2 seconds, 1 second to go. Clock's on for everyone. Apes are right behind. Viator is there now as well. Oh. I looked at the screen and all the numbers weren't moving. Then I remembered it's only 1 point every 2 seconds. I was worried for a minute. Goodness, that's why we love the escape artist when we get a last-minute answer coming in. Very well done there, Fluffy. 11 did attempt that. 4 abstained entirely. The correct answer is period. Eon is greater than era, which is greater than period, which is greater than epoch. Fluffy got there after 14.1 seconds, so cutting it a bit fine yourself there, Fluffy, but you have preserved your full score. Ape was less than a second later, and then Viator about 3 seconds after that. Eon, age. Fluffy actually getting on a second attempt, Eon then period. Ape going epoch, age, and then landing on period. Zeus, Eon. Toot, Eon. But presumably late. Oh no, Eon was wrong. And Oni and Lupine both going for age. Interesting question. It's going to have done some shuffling to the scores. Let's light you back up and check them out. Toot still with the lead, 77, but it's 8 points clear of Nando on a very nice 69. Viator now in third with 64. Fluffy has pulled up the ranks there, now tied fourth with Zeus, both of them on 63. Then at the other end, Matt on 44, Top of 45, Ape and the B channel both on 50. Let's go on to question number 3. Take a look at this. Who became the first woman to score UK #1 singles across 4 different decades with the release of her Christmas 2025 chart topper, Xmas? I've got a bit of condoning to do here because this person is obviously recognised as Kylie, but we didn't have that in the answers. Kylie Minogue. We also accepted Minogue. We probably should have had Kylie in there as well. First to actually start the clock was Lupine, but a lot of players going Kylie first, so I'm just going to reset points for Vertigo, Shapes, Fluffy, Brig, Zeus, and Oni. Okay, so just give me a minute to do that. Zeus was actually the first to answer there. Where are you, Zeus? All right. Submission Kylie, state 63 points, 3 refires, marked incorrect, shift click to invert and apply. Is that not doing a thing? There we go. All right, so that was Zeus. Who else? Oni. Sorry, this will just take me a minute, guys. But do stand by. It's a slightly clunky way of doing it, but there we go. So yeah, just gives you a refire and a point back, Oni. Shapes. Yeah, I give you a point and a refire back, Shapes. Vertigo was next. Where are you? Vertigo there. 52 and 2, 53 and 3. Apply. Kind of make a Brig. 50 and 2, 52 and 3. So 2 points back. I know it seems trivial to give 2 points back and a refire, but they can really make the difference in the end game. So I think it's fair to do this. Fluffy as well. So a lot of people actually used up the refire to get to the right answer. So I'm just making things right. Such as they are. Fluffy, where are you? There you are. 62 and 2. Oh, you didn't use a refire. So I'll give you about 62 anyway. Was that everyone? Was that everyone? Minogue, Kylie Minogue, Kylie Minogue, Kylie Minogue, Madonna. Right, there we go. Thank you for your patience there. There we go. Everything is right with the world now. Can I accept your wrong answer of Italy? I'm afraid not, B channel. Thanks for your patience, gang. The answer was Kylie Minogue. Yes, the first woman to score UK #1 singles across 4 different decades with the dreadful Christmas 2025 chart topper XMAS. Let's light you back up. Two with the lead, 74. Nando's in second with 67. Zeus is in third with 63. Let's go on to question number 4. Take a look at this. Increasing the drain rate 1 point a second now. What African nation officially retired its dollar in 2024? Zeus starting the clock, adopting a new gold-backed currency in its place. Eleven answered, 4 abstained. Correct answer was Zimbabwe. The Zimbabwean gold, ZIG, or ZIG, was named the official currency on April the 8th, 2024. Zeus got there first. B getting it on a refi, going Ghana first, then Zimbabwe. Guinea, Zimbabwe, 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 Nigeria, and Zimbabwe. I'm just going to check that apes came through because it was spelled incorrectly. It did. Great. Good egg. Sorry, just checking something real quick. Yeah, that's fine. Right, well played. Let's light you back up. Yes, sorry, I didn't really draw attention to the fact that the drain rate's now up to 1 point a second, up to a maximum of 15 per question. Toot still with the lead. Nando in second. Zeus now in third. As we go to question number 5, take a look at this. In the 2010s, N.K. Jemisin won which literary award 3 years in a row for the 5th season, The Obelisk Gate, and The Stone Sky? Toot has started the clock. Oni's got there, Shapes has got there, Lupine's got there, Viator has got there, Nando has got there. And that's time. 2 abstentions, 13 answering in total the correct answer. It was the Hugo Award for Best Novel. We did just accept Hugo there. Carnegie Award and Laureate from Vertigo. Mercury from Clive with no refire. Fluffy going for Costa. Brig going for Booker, and then Man Booker. Yeah, Booker probably would have been accepted under Man Booker, but wasn't the right answer, I'm afraid. Pulitzer, and then Nando getting Hugo on the refire. Topper going Pulitzer and Booker again. Lupine going Hugo. Very well played if you did get that one right. Let's light you back up. Matt and Topper into danger territory. You've got less than the drain of the question, so you must get this one right in order to survive. Toot continues to maintain the lead with 72. Nando in second, 56. Oni now in third with 54. Let's take a look at question number 6. Single letter answer. What single letter links Beastie Boys member Mike and Public Enemy leader Chuck? Toot has got there. Shapes isn't far behind. Oni there now as well. And Zeus. Brig also there. Matt's out of points. Topper's out of points. Lupine and B are correct. Vertigo's got there. And that's time. 13 attempted, 2 abstained. Oh, okay. Don't worry about it, Matt. Don't worry. Sorry, I hadn't spotted that. No drama. Hope you're doing okay, mate. Correct answer was D. I have no further notes on this, and I know nothing about the Beastie Boys. Vertigo getting it on a second attempt. It was Toot who got the question right. Clive attempting T and not attempting again. Fluffy going KT. Brig getting it on a second try. A P from Nando. E from Minky, from 8 Minky. Only getting it on a second attempt. Topper burning through a lot of letters but not finding it. TWL. And Lupine getting it on a second attempt. Matt and Topper out of points. Thank you very much for playing, but it's the end of the road. And it's lights out. Ape and Vertigo now in peril with 8 and 11 respectively. Toot still leading with 72. Oni in second with 52. Shapes in third with 50. Still at 1 point every second as we go to question number 7. Take a look at this. Later inspiring the Eduardo Palozzi bronze sculpture, Clive has got there, located outside the British Library, which English scientist is depicted drawing diagrams with a compass in an eponymous print of 1805 by William Blake. So it was a longer question there. Ape and Vertigo did run out of points. Clive got there first. Toot getting there a second and a half later. Brig getting there. Shapes, Lupine and Oni as well. 10 answered, 3 abstained. The correct answer. So Isaac Newton. Both the Blake and the Palozzi works are just called Newton. A bye from Vertigo. Nando going Edison and not refiring. Ape going Darwin before running out of points. Zeus going Herschel and not refiring. Everyone else going for Newton. Sadly for Vertigo and Ape, there is nothing left on your clock. Thank you very much for playing, but it's the end of the road and it's lights out. Viator, B, Fluffy and Brig. You're all in peril below that 15-point mark. Toot leaving everyone in the dust a little bit with 71. Shapes and Oni tied in second with 46. Lupine in third with 39. 4 players in peril as we go to question number 8. Take a look at this. Also known as Take 5, and with a name deriving from German, which game consists of 104 cards, each displaying a number, and between 1 and 7 bulls' heads. Oni started the clock. Shapes, Clive, Fluffy, Toot, Lupine, Brig, and Zeus have all got there. B and Viator out of points. 10 answered, 1 abstained. The correct answer, it's 6 Nimpt. We didn't need the exclamation mark, but we did need the 6. B going for Uno. Nando missing off the 6, just going for Nimpt. I don't think I can allow it at this stage of the game, unfortunately, Nando. Bad luck to you there. Everyone else getting 6 Nimpt with or without the exclamation mark. Very well played. Viator and B. Good run to get to question number 28, but I'm afraid your journey ends here. Thank you very much for playing, but it's the end of the road, and it's lights out. Fluffy, Brig, and Nando now in peril with 1, 10, and 11 respectively. There's a lot of ones up there. Fluffy with 1 point. Must start the clock, Fluffy, pretty much, because we're still draining 1 point every second. Toot's got a very nice 69. Shapes and Oni still tied in second with 46. Lupine is in third with 36. Let's take a look at question number 9. Good luck. Which of snooker's class of 92 became, in 2003, the third and Shapes has got there. Not surprised, to be honest. The third and surprisingly most recent player to win all 3 Triple Crown events in a single season. Fluffy's got there, Nando's got there. Briggs out of points. Well, this is interesting, because Fluffy saved himself with 1 point. Nando saved himself with 9 still on the clock. But it was Shapes who started the clock. Now, that's going to be a big swing for him, because Toot has come down much, much closer. Very interesting here. The correct answer was Mark Williams. The Triple Crown consists of the World's, Masters and UK Championship. Steve Davis did it in 1987-88. Hendry in 89-90, and Mark Williams 2002-2003. All 9 attempted it. Clive went for Trump and didn't refire. Shapes coming straight in with Mark Williams. Fluffy also getting Williams, and this is really interesting because Fluffy only had 1 point, so you had 1 second from when Shapes answered. Shapes taking 4.63 seconds. And Fluffy taking 4.98 seconds. So you had a grace period of about 0.6 seconds after that, Fluffy, but you do hang on for the last question. Steve Davis and Stephen Hendry from Big Brother. Williams from Nando, who did get there with still 9 points on the timer. Zeus, White O'Sullivan and Reardon, Toot O'Sullivan and no refire. Oni, Higgins and Parrott. Lupine, Hendry, Higgins and O'Sullivan, all of them incorrect. Brig, I'm afraid you don't get to see the final question. Great run, but unfortunately it's the end of the road, and it's lights out. So now you've all got the red door of doom, because for question 10, as you know, it's 1 point every half a second, and the drain won't stop after 15 points. It will keep going until you get it right or you run out of points. In the event you use up all your refires and everyone else has used up all their refires, it will do a fast countdown. That's not a bug, that's supposed to happen when there are no possible more answers. Just saves us having to stare at a clock counting down. It's quite exciting when it happens. Toot's got the lead at 54, but it is not as big as it was just a moment ago, thanks to Shapes' excellent snooker answer. Shapes is in second on 46, Oni's in third with 31, Lupine has 21, Clive and Nando have 9, Zeus has 8, Fluffy has 1. Oh, if Fluffy wins this now, wouldn't that be an upset? But all very perfectly possible. There's a lot to take in this question. You get 15 seconds to read it, and then all of your clocks will start simultaneously. They will only stop when they run out of points or you get the question correct. So take the time. You've still got refis, or some of you have still got refis. Take the time to read it, and I will tell you the answer is a number. Answer in digits, please. Very best of luck to you all. Final question of the night is... Take the 2 consonants that each only start the name of a single sovereign state country. Then convert each letter to its numerical position in the alphabet, so A is 1, B is 2. What is the sum of those 2 numbers? No one is there yet. Clocks are all on. Fluffy, you're out of points. Zeus, Clive, Nando, out of points. Lupine's out of points. Oni's out of points. Shapes is out of points. And Toot is out of points. That last question, it's a proper puzzly one, and it is eminently workoutable. But I'm afraid Samster wins. It's the bad thing. Samster did not want to win this episode of The Escape Artist. It was a tough one at the end, but I thought it was perfectly fair, very workoutable. Let's go through it. The 2 consonants that each only start the name of a single sovereign state country. I do have a note here that I probably should have said. Worth noting before the question that W does not count as Wales. Wales is not a sovereign state. It was covered by the question. I could have clarified this in its own right. Nor is Western Sahara. O is the only other letter to start the name of just one country, which is Oman. The 2 countries in question I don't actually have in my notes. I'm hoping Sam's going to tell me. Because, but yes, the 2 countries, the 2 consonants that each only start the name of a single sovereign state. One of them is Yemen, and Qatar was the other. So Q and Y, Qatar and Yemen. Q being the 17th letter of the alphabet, Yemen being 25th, so you want 17 plus 25 give the answer 42. That is what we wanted there. It was a lovely puzzly question, but maybe just under the pressure of the clock, we've just let it ebb away. And indeed, life, universe, everything. But not tonight. I'm afraid. Clive, Shapes, Fluffy, Nando, Zeus, Toot, Oni, and Lupine. It's the end of question 30. It's the end of the game. And it's also the end of the road. And it's lights out. Which means we have an ending that we have not seen for quite some time. Catch us next time on Takeshi's Prison. It can happen from time to time. But there are no winners tonight. Because I'm afraid, just for tonight, nobody escapes. Such is the scarcity of how that happens that I can't even remember what the strap says at the end. It says, no one escaped. That's ominous, isn't it?
What a shame.
It's a late night lock-in, no one escaped. I don't know that we've seen that on this version of the software before. I think that might be our first lock-in on Escape Artist version 3. Well, who's taken the moral victory? Let's take a look at the final leaderboard. It goes to Shapes with 22 correct answers out of 30. Toot right behind with 21, and Oni a very valiant third with 20. No medals, I'm afraid, because that's not how the Escape Artists work, so no medals tonight. But we will convert those into pennies. They should have been written to the drive, and should have told you on your devices how many you've won. So hopefully you can work out from there what the currency rate is. Well, it's very sad. It's very sad that we've had a lock-in, but it was a tremendous question pack from Samster there. So huge thanks to Sam for your efforts, and big thanks to Cola as well for proofing it. Really, really lovely stuff. Thoroughly enjoyed hosting that and watching you all play. I'm just a little bit sad we've not had someone make it out, but that is the way the game works sometimes. Gang, I'm going to give you something away. We're almost guaranteed to have at least one winner in just a couple of minutes' time, because it is time for the Saturday night game night lottery draw. I do hope you'll stick around for that. I've got room for 80 in the lobby now. Room for 80. I've upped it from 40, so let's see if we can make that work and try and break my game. But don't actually, because we want to do the lottery. I hope you'll stick around for it. And then I'm going to pick a raid message, and we're going to pass this love on to... who can we go to? Blueprints with Negrorix or Vice City with Flagellant Lounge. That's a tough choice. I will have a think about it and make a decision in a minute. For now, though, nobody escapes. It's very sad. I'll say that last before rolling the credits, don't I? Thanks to Sam. Thanks to Cola. Well played, all of you. But I'm afraid on this occasion, no one escaped. See you for the lottery in just a minute. It's Saturday night. We are live from the Game Night Control Center, and it is time for the weekend lottery draw. MJFK is the code you need on your devices. Universal controller right there. Room code right there. MJFK. Come and join. Room for 80 of you now. But if you're more than 40th to join, then we won't see you because the seats are behind the camera. But they are there. Your avatars do get instanced in, but we just can't see them. It'd be lovely to fill up the front rows and test that it actually works. I'm fairly confident it does. Do come and join. Hey, you know what? I'm going to come and join because why not? Because now we've got room for 80. I feel validated in joining the lottery and getting some pennies. It seems like so much fun. Oh, a message from our sponsor, Zeusless.
PINO_CHIO. Spells Pinocchio tilde blowfish squid lobster swan.
Indeed it does. Zeus, thank you very much for the 59-month subscription. Most grateful to you. Let's join the lottery. Hooray! I made it in. And I made it into visible as well. I'm on the front row, right there next to effrontery, I think. Dev wants a lottery. Let's do a pre-lottery lottery for Dev. It's been quite generous tonight. Let's see if it continues that generosity. Continues. Feel success. Oh, just a minute. Here's JR to change the luck. JR also getting in on the lottery. Feel success to both of you. Oh, that's good for Dev. 2275. 251 for JR. That's a real. That's a proper.
What a shame.
Moment. One of those, and he could have had 4 times as much just by taking the flat rate. Never mind. Oh, right. 38 in. I'm the 38th player. Come on, let's fill the front at least. I really want to test this. Anyone else waiting to join? I'm going to manually select some numbers because I want to have 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42. Those are the lost numbers. We'll get a random one, a random one, a random one. Oh, this is so much fun. I can see why people want to do this. It's really good. And there's my line. Oh, what larks. Everyone copied Ben's numbers. No, don't. Well, you can if you like. I assume everyone does the lost numbers every week anyway. What should we do? Let's do house number, birthday month. Oh god, I'm running out of things now. How about Anya's birthday month and shit, when's her birthday? Can't remember. Oh, that's really bad. I know the month, I can't remember the day. I need one more number. Let's go for Mum's birthday and Mum's birthday month. There we go. All right, random. Beautiful. Right. 39. Come on, let's get that last hit. Someone come and sit next to me. Come and sit on my right hand. On my right hand and shapes his left and in front of 8 Minky. I mean, that's quality company. Come on. Let's have a full lobby. Come and sit on my right hand. Oh, AVB, you're out. You're out of suggestions. Proves is going to take it, though. Sit on my right hand. I'm going to give you 30 seconds. $30. 20 seconds. 15. 10 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, we're going to have to do it with 39 tonight. That'll do. Let's get on with the draw. I did say 30 seconds. Flyboy having a quick lottery just before award random veal success. 11:03, that'll do nicely. Let's start the machine. It's our favourite Lancelot tonight and set of balls number 4. So let's see what we could potentially win from our 10 lottery lines that we've been given. Potentially 0 if we don't get anything. I'll give you 100 pennies if you just match the bonus ball, and then up to 250,000 pennies if you can match all 6. It's a big prize. It would put you at the top of the table likely for the rest of the season. Let's see if fortune smiles on you tonight. Let's release those big money balls. We'll be here a while, Lewis. We'd be here a while. Ooh. You can't get all in the bonus, Natter, because there's only 6 numbers drawn. Sorry, there's 7 balls drawn, but you've only got a line of 6. Is what I mean. So you can't get 6 numbers and the bonus, which is why it's not applicable. Unlike the Thunderball, which has a separate machine, so you can get 5 and the Thunderball. Right, the rainbow balls are all in there. Let's see if we can get some luck tonight. Good luck. Let's start the draw. Yeah, Lancelot's had some maintenance. I think he'll be fine, he says with confidence. Okie dokie. First out tonight, it's a green one, number 37. Yay, I've got that one on line 6. Third appearance in the main lottery draw, last appeared Saturday, the 22nd of November. Continue to shuffle them. Let's take a look at ball number 2. It's a pink one, number 21. Third appearance for that as well in the main lottery draw. We last saw that Saturday, the 17th of January, 2 weeks ago. 2 down, 4 to go plus a bonus. Next. It's another green one, number 31. 5th appearance in the main lottery draw. We last saw that last Saturday, the 24th of January. Come on, I need some more. This is not going very well so far. I've not got the lost lottery numbers tonight. That's definitely not a thing that's happening. Next out, it's a yellow one, number 45. 2nd appearance in the main lottery draw. Last appeared Saturday, the 29th of November. Activate streamer RTP. I don't know what that is. I don't think you know neither. Next one, ball number 5. Another green one, number 34 this time. 4th appearance in the main lottery draw. 1st appearance this year. Last appeared Saturday, the 6th of December. 3 greens so far. Still need a blue and a white to complete the rainbow. Well, let's take a look. I've got 2 on one line. It's another yellow one. We're not getting the rainbow tonight. That's number 48. 2nd appearance for that in the main lottery draw. And the 2nd time it's appeared in 2 weeks. Last saw it Saturday, the 24th of January. I should really add the years of these debugs. That's our main line. I've got 2 on 1, so that's something. Time for a bonus. Tonight, it's a white one. It's number 4. Yay, I've got that on lots of lines. 2nd appearance in the main lottery draw. Last appeared Saturday, the 29th of November. I've got 4 on 1, 2... Oh, okay. A few of them, but it's gone now. Anyway, those numbers, this time once again in ascending numerical order. Tonight's winning line is number 21, number 31, number 34, number 37, number 45, number 48, and the bonus is number 4. And let's take a look at those winnings tonight. I won 350 pennies across 2 lines, apparently. Big winners on single lines. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people, or 7 lines with 3 numbers. Vertigo, Pyro, Lewis, Sam twice, Effrontery, and Ape, all getting 3 numbers on one line. Apodo, Galley, and Feps getting 2 on one line for 500 pennies each. And the big overall winners... No, not huge winners tonight. Sam, 2250 across 3. Vertigo, 1500 across 3. Pyro, 1450 across 4. Lewis, 1250 across 2. Effrontery, 1250 across 2. Ape, 1250 across 2. Apodo, 1100 across 4. And Galley, 1000 across 3. Slim pickings tonight. I guess we used up all the RNG on the internal lottery, didn't we? Which I'm just going to conclude by giving a lottery to Zeus, who's just claimed one veal success. Hopefully you get more success here, Zeus. 755. Alas, not. Not that one. That's the one I was after. Shapes is currently top of the leaderboard with 23,999, so 1 penny short of 24,000. That was the lottery draw. I hope it's been pleasing for you tonight. Oh, Lewis wanting a lottery as well. Okay, hang on. Lewis... Achoo! Feel success, Lewis. 1309, better than 1,000, I suppose. Right, that's it. I'm done with the lottery. Thanks for playing, and I'll see you for a raid in just a minute. What in the actual bollocks was that sneeze? It's a gag from Family Guy. I can't remember who it's riffing on. But he says, "I haven't felt this bad since that person had that cold." And he goes, achoo! It's very funny. You had to be there, right? Time for me to pick a Ray message. I think we're going to go Ray Flage, actually. Because, oh, hello. It's a message from our sponsor, We Like Shapes.
My subscription renews again before Thursday, so I'm gratuitously using this message's opportunity to eke out a few more micro pennies.
That's the way to do it, Shapes. Thank you very much for the 61-month subscription, my dude. Most grateful to you. 60 months at Tier 1, subscribe for 61 months. So if it is 5 years on this month, thank you very much for the crazy support. Very much appreciated. Flage is doing Vice City Quiz Mod. And he's also doing a bit of a charity stream. He doesn't normally stream on Saturday, but I always like to go Ray Flage when I can. I love a bit of Vice City, and if it's a quiz mod, that's even better. Maybe he's trying to entice me in. He's trying to get my raid tonight. Well, he's going to get it. So we're going to go raid at Flage in Lounge. I'm going to go through the raid messages, though, and pick my favourite. Bonus pennies available here. I Am Not a Clever Man for Matt the Ref. Torment Plane with Connecting Kitchen, Arden Fets. I like both of these. I can't give it to either, though. Nata's the one who said it. He gets it for his good old Eichlamod. Viator got the actual spelling of the wrong answer, which is present of Eichland. The other F word with 4 letters from BC. The B channel, the Musketeers are the sugar babes of classic literature. From JR, stop trying to make extreme fetch happen. It's not going to happen. For goodness, rice wine. I am not a Walmart bag, trust me. I'm not quite sure how that connects to the stream, but it made me laugh. It was a one-time shine from Vertigo. Literally just holy from Viator James. And that sit on my right hand from Prue, so I think he might have stolen that from somebody else. Bonus pennies for all of you. I've got it down to 3. Hydrogen from Steps by 8 Minky. Inappropriately, the winner is Zeus from Lewis T1, which means tonight's raid message winner getting 250 pennies and being immortalised as the episode title for all time is OD91_573, Atlaspheres, Portholes and Armenians. I think that sums up the episode quite nicely. Atlaspheres, Portholes and Armenians. And that, friends, is going to be it for another game night. Thank you all once again so much for coming to join. Please do stick around for the raid into Flage and Lars. Let's go and pass on the love. I'm going to be back Thursday night with Distinction and Red Herrings by Prugs and a Run. I do hope you'll come and join me for that. And a reminder on here, next Saturday, but not the Saturday after. Next Saturday, we've got Google That, Plinko and The Abyss. The week after, I'm going to do slightly extended Thursday streams either side of Saturday the 14th of February to account for not being here on Saturday the 14th of February. So, yes, as ever, come and join the Discord. Come and hang out with us and tell me what you think, and all will be well. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody. I guess I'll see you on Thursday night, if not before. And until then, you have been watching Game Night with me, Royal Flush. Be splendid and wonderful and marvellous and safe. And as always, take care. Peace out. And good night.